All right, that's the new intro. I hope everybody likes. Vigilante Williamson here on the I didn't get to the 7th episode.
Isn't it the 6th?
It's the 6th. I couldn't think that quick, and I realized I don't have this because I rushed so quick to get in here. I don't have everything queued up in my other browser. But yeah, 6th episode, and I hope you guys like the intro.
Yes, this is the Culture Crime Fighters. We are a culture crimes task force so powerful, so far-reaching, not even the most dastardly of villains can escape. Our goal is to identify and defeat all culture criminals wherever they lurk and destroy them. For too long have these cretins carried out their nefarious deeds, and we will sit for it no longer. Beware, you may commit your culture crimes, but if you do, justice will be served at the hands of the Culture Crime Fighters.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So how you doing, man? How's life treating you? A few
Pretty
days
good,
from being in Austin, right?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the move right now. I'm just like dealing with packing up the apartment. I have this is literally my last week. I leave next Wednesday and drive out to Austin from Los Angeles. Yeah, so it's quite the process, but getting a handle on it, one step at a time.
Cool. Congrats, man. I hope things are better in Austin than they were in LA.
Yeah, me too, man. I got pretty.
Fimmer. I just love the so angry that he's misspelled everything. I just had to note that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that a little.
We will get to that for sure. I'm pretty optimistic. I mean, when I visited, I really liked the vibe. Like, it has a lot of the things that I like about LA, like kind of like, a rich culture, like good food is a really big thing with me. But people were way more polite, like
cool.
I the one example, I would go to get coffee and like the girl behind the counter would look like she, has like a feminist blog or something like that. And I'm always kind of bracing for like a little bit of rudeness. And she was like so polite. And I was like, oh my God, even like the blue hair girls are nice here. This is a really great city. So
maybe that's because you're hot, Matt. Maybe that's she just liked you.
I don't look any different in that city than I do here. You know what I mean? Like, It's not like it's a new light when I hit Austin. So people are fucking, I don't know. Like, I'm just used to like girls just being like, like not saying it, but you're getting that vibe of straight white male, like judgment. And I don't know, these girls were nice. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. There's something here. Yeah,
that's cool because you hear that Austin is so liberal, but I mean, I think LA is just such a special case.
It's probably so liberal in comparison to like the rest of the state.
Yeah, I will definitely.
So I don't know. It felt like the fact that it was like the blue walls were right up against like the red state, I think kind of just kept people on their best behavior. Like there were people that mentioned like woke stuff, but nothing that felt like, in your face or presumptuous in the way it is around here where everyone just assumes everyone's like a crazy liberal. So
I see.
I don't know. Speaking of which, I was listening to Eric July just before this on Unsafe Space, and that was a really good episode. I don't know if you got a chance to catch any of that.
I did catch part of it. In between work and kind of getting ready for this. Fimmer, I'm sorry.
Fimmer is going off.
Fimmer, don't text your ex, Fimmer. Don't text your ex. We all been there, Fimmer. We've all been there.
Yes, we have. And
shout out to the rest of the chat. We'll get to you guys. I did catch a little bit of Unsafe. I'm not somebody who actually watches that much. I've heard about it. I know somebody who I do a stream with on a semi-regular basis. Comics Division started.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah.
He's supposed to be working with them on a more official basis. So that's really cool. I
love what they do. I think it's great because it's very, it's like I think a lot of our corner of the internet, as much as it is like honest, it also is kind of like a lot of it comes with humor. Like Az and Gary, it's a lot of like jokes and entertainment. Whereas like these guys, they do joke around a little bit, but they're much more focused on really addressing the topics like intellectually. And I think it's a great resource to kind of, I don't know, sort of like intellectualize and from an academic point of view, talk about all the woke stuff.
Okay. I have to check more of this stuff. I liked what they did with Eric July. They talked about a lot of subjects. It was interesting. The chat, I don't know, I'm not going to talk about what the chat was doing when I first got in. It was kind of funny. We're talking about past panelists, past guests who have flirted with past panelists or whatever.
That's
But
funny.
but I really did like what they were talking about, and I follow Ripper quite a bit. And he's quite a bit of an influence. My 3 YouTube influencers still are Gary, Doomcock, and Ripper. And so when he talks about how the cultural, like how the left played the long game, you know, I
He was
hate
100%
doing
right
the
about
left
that.
thing. He's 100% right, and that's why he's 100% right about winning this on a cultural standpoint. And so that's why I definitely understand why you definitely need that intellectualized point of view. But really, what Gary and Az do, and what all of us, what I aim to do, I think what we aim to do, is because we do have the jokes, because we do have the other stuff going on. That kind of brings people to our side, and that way, people talk about. And we had this discussion on your podcast on the MF about fighting dirty and all that. Well, fighting, you know what? It's not always fighting. Sometimes it's through humor. Sometimes it's through music. Sometimes it's through whatever. So you can really you can get a lot of bees with honey. And so I think just having that fun culture probably does just as much to really win people over, because they say, oh, you know what? These guys are all right. Y'all see, they're just funny, goofy nerds, and this is fun. You know what I mean?
100%.
So,
And like him talking about focusing on culture like that, like to me, that was my gateway to clarification. You know what I mean? Like I knew what was going on, but I couldn't, it wasn't clear to me exactly what was going on. But once I found like the guys in this community who talk about it so much, then it opened my eyes to other people and other things. And you start to see there is a solidification here. There is like a universality to this, and it does have its origin in something. And it's like, it's like that clarified it for me. And then like the gateway for me was culture. So it's I do think it's a very valid avenue and a very effective way to communicate with a lot of different people to have this more bigger, like insightful conversation.
Yeah. Because I mean, I keep saying this, man, so many people are not even on any side, don't have a clue what's going on. Even still, you think they would, they don't have a clue. Some of them are starting to like, something's weird, something's off, but they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue until they're having a meeting telling them to be less white as the sun is reflecting off of my little symbols. Now Robert's really gonna think I'm in the Illuminati.
It looks like you're in your vigilante cave and there's just like one crack and it's like lighting you up.
You
want to say hi to who's here?
Yeah, I definitely want to say hi to who's here, and not comment too much on Fenrir's relationship issues. Hell, just another red shirt. He's not just another red shirt. He's the red shirt. Sitch and Dildo, who's also saying hi to red shirt. Godzilla there. I'm kind of hopping around just to say hi to everyone. I don't know how I'm going to get to everybody because you guys are just popping off in the chat. Ironcaster, Michigander. Speaking of people out in the code, Snorter Poop is Q Burr.
Hey.
I approve the blasting with massive firepower. I hope you guys did like the intro.
Yeah, I hope you guys did too.
Yeah. Robert says you need a good stream after Gary Boomer to Nooner. I didn't actually see the Nooner.
It didn't happen.
I didn't get a chance to
it was just like silence for 15 minutes. I popped it on, and it's funny. I was really happy. I popped it on like right as it started, which I never do, and it was just like the image of the Nooner, and then like the hearing of typing, and then a loading screen every once in a while, and the chat just being like, "What the hell?" And then after that, like there was just a 15-minute video of silence that came up, and that was the whole Nooner.
Oh man,
yeah.
CIA was after him,
right? They're taking him down.
Just like they were after Johnny Cage and got Fenrir so mad, start talking about his ex. Hell, Ogre Squasher, the unofficial executive producer of this channel.
He's like that guy in Great Expectations who was like funding Pip's life. Like that's Ogre Squasher. It's like your benefactor.
Yeah, speaking of which, Ogre Squad, I've talked a little bit about having a thing, and I won't be really specific on what it is, but it's a test that I'm trying to take, and it does cost. And because of Ogre Squasher and all you guys, because he's not just him, Goma Kyle, Islington Girls put in a super chat, obviously Eric K and that 70s rock fan, tons of other people who have funded this madness. You guys have actually basically paid for that test. So I just want to say thank you so much to Ogre Squasher and everybody else who's ever tossed in a super chat. It's nothing you have to do, but it is something I really, really appreciate.
Very cool.
So just thank you. Let's see who else is in the chat. Anthroparion. Maybe she spotted the Hollywood look on you, Maddie. Maybe you're you're Hollywood Matt.
I just had a vibration of Hollywood on me.
Yeah. Hell, lasso true.
Oh, sorry. Anthroparian said that opening is maximum woke and soy.
Oh,
I hope he means that we're going after it. I hope that he doesn't think that we're woke and soy.
Yeah. Hell, New Bomb Turk.
Hey, New Bomb Turk.
Roof Korean is John Galt. I think we're all feeling like John Galt right about now. Been eating this carpet in this empty unit for hours, but I don't feel like a lesbian. I don't know. Man, maybe we need
that's from South Park.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I do remember that, where they were lesbians.
My mom said all you have to do to be a lesbian is chow on some backs.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop the cam because the sun is killing me. I just can't. It's killing me to just light up like the sun.
Sorry. Is it bothering you, or you think the image is bad?
I think the image just looks like
it's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it doesn't look that bad.
Okay, I'll go back. I'm back.
Okay.
If I can see. No, I can't even see. Okay. There we go.
It's fine. It's not ideal, but
yeah.
Push Shaw.
What do you do? Hail Brightest Day.
Yes, hail Brightest Day. I was watching Brightest Day's stream yesterday, and he said, Vidge, you don't have to shout him out, but I'm going to shout him out. Why don't you guys all give Brightest Day a follow?
Yeah.
I honestly, he was putting together this model, and it was pretty interesting. I was like, I hadn't put together a model since I was a kid, but I was looking at, he had like these different tools, these little snips and stuff like that. He called them, I think, God hands is what he called them. And he had these all these different little processes to get, like, how they come in those little plastic, I don't know, racks or whatever, and you have to snap them off. There's always like a little nub. Well, he had all these different ways to get rid of it. And I was like, oh, that's fucking interesting. I was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was good. If you guys are into model building, check out Brightest Day.
I used to build Gundams when I was a teenager and haven't done it since. And I've been thinking of getting back into it. But
yeah, I used to do like F-16s and like tanks and shit like that. But I just, and I was never that good at it or that into it. Also, like, your dexterity when you're 12 and 13 is not what it is when you're 30. You know? So it's like, I just would, and there'd always be like, too much glue on the outside, and the decals would be like off, and you just always felt like unsatisfied with the result, so I just like bailed on it. But it's a cool hobby if you're good at it, if you're if you got the discipline and the focus to finish it.
Yeah, it is. And I have to switch it up, and now they're starting to get my eyes. But hell, that 70s rock fan who I mentioned is a super chat. Thought Gary had been taken out by YouTube. Doesn't look like he has. I
have my my K Billy Super Sounds of the 70s t-shirt on, so very, very appropriate.
Cool. Hell Machini 90, great artist here, and I'm sure he's too busy to take commissions, but you can see his draw streams on his channel. So please give Machini 90 a sub. Anytime we see a creator in the chat, I feel like shouting them out. And so if you are a creator, even if it's not, YouTube or anything artistic, you just have a fucking construction business, let us know. We'll plug it. Shit.
Sure. And we may even use you. Who knows?
Yeah. So feel free.
Lasso of Truth. Thank you very much. And that's everything. Thank you very much for the compliments on the shirt. Appreciate it.
Cool. Looks like Robert thinks I'm already Illuminati confirmed. We just need to see what tier. Stevie won the golf catching balls is tier 3.
I think he's like in the 20s, not quite in the 30s. But.
Yeah. See, that's how I knew. That's how I knew he was blind. He used to talk about hot chicks all the time. That sounds dirty. Doesn't everything. Woken Soy coming soon from Marvel Comics. I think Woken Soy is always available from Marvel Comics.
Oh my God. Did you guys see that? What's that new one? The Children of Adam?
I heard about it. I haven't seen it. That's something we can check out.
Pathetic.
I keep hearing about it.
If I was in charge of these people, I'd fire them all just because it was so evident they didn't try or work on this at all. It was like, it's the laziest. They're just like, okay, Cyclops is a chick now, and this person's a guy now.
Man, you know what?
It's just so lazy. Like, it's just so you could tell the people who make all this soy shit, they don't even like doing it. They just want to be in charge of it. Because
just now that you mention it.
Yeah, they don't flex their creative muscles when they do this. So they're not like excited to get into this shit. They're just like, they just want to get it done with.
How about this shit, right?
Yeah.
Just like girl Cyclops, black girl Gambit.
Exactly, and they're always like fat and like out of shape. It's like it's just so ridiculous. Like, I'm not like, whatever. I mean, whatever you look like is fine, but like our professional athletes, like the people that like are able to do these unbelievable things, like they generally have like unbelievable bodies too. Like it's kind of part of it. It supports their ability
Yeah.
to do incredible things. Like superheroes are no exception. Like they're physical, they're gods. It's like the Olympians, it's like you never saw like Thor with like a beer belly, or you know what I mean?
Until Marvel did it.
Right. But I mean, in
because
real,
to fuck it all up. Yeah. But in the comics,
outside of
no.
cultural like re-education, you never see like a statue of Zeus from ancient Rome but he's got tits. Like it's never, it's like, we emulate them, we idealize them for a reason, because it's like the ideal human, and they try to change all this, and it's like it's funny and annoying when they say it, but it's like hilarious and ridiculous when they actually make it.
Yeah. And again, to your point, like, man, can you like be less creative? They literally just said we're going to race and or gender swap every single character.
I think someone in the chat said something about Geode, and like it's that same thing. It's like it's so utterly lazy. Like it was the whatever that the New Republic, the High Republic.
Don't do that. Yeah.
But it's a rock. It's like, really? Like, you think that's a fun, interesting idea? And it's like he drives a vessel called the Vessel. Like, that is so lazy on so many levels. A, it's lazy to not name the ship. And then B, that sentence structure is so lazy. You could have said he flies a ship called the Vessel. He goes, a vessel called the Vessel. It's like they literally just do their first draft, their least amount of effort possible. And then they're like, you don't like this? You're racist. It's like, I am so happy we are moving out of this shit.
Yeah. I don't know how long they're going to go with that. You don't like this, you're racist shit. Like that, because I think you can't do it for everything. Or maybe you can. Maybe they're going to spam it for everything. But Ogre Squasher being insane. I'm starting to get embarrassed. Okay, Ogre Squasher, I love you, man. You don't have to super chat and say super chats every week, but I appreciate he
loves you.
I love him too. He's the executive producer of this channel.
Don't tell him what to do.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't want to. You're right. I'm so appreciative. I feel like holy crap. I hope Ogre Squasher is not my Illuminati contact. He sent to Ogre Squasher 101 sent a super chat for $101.
Wow.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say to that. These are always they're blank. He doesn't even have anything to say. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. And Brightest Day sent a $5 super chat. Not to be, I appreciate the little ones, the big ones. That's what she said. Anything. All of them. We heart you too, boo. And I'm glad Brightest Day hearts me too. And again, please sub to his channel. And Ogre Squasher, if you have anything to market, man, you just you're forever. If you want me to just talk about whatever.
Just a stream about your business.
Yes.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Anthroparian's asking me about, he says, did I check out the 4K 77 for the OG Star Wars goodness? I've been wanting to find where would I find it? That's my question. I don't, where does that exist?
I've been, chat, could you guys answer that question for me as well? Because I've been looking for that. I can't even find the freaking chat on StreamYard. But
real quick, just hail to the chat. I'm looking. There's 16 watching and 20 likes. So you guys are.
Oh, wow.
That's
so that means a lot of people have already,
more likes than are actually watching. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Super dope. Just saying hey to Toxic Man Flu. Geo Phallus is a rock hard character. That's why he's always thrusting into situations with Ball of Stone. Thank you, Toxic Man Flu. Never change. Never change.
The chat called the chat.
The chat called the chat. Yeah, Robert.
I'm a YouTuber called YouTuber.
Yeah, the chat called the chat. But yeah, okay. So on the high seas is where you find it. L337 props. You see, I'm not a high sea sailor. My high sea sailing was done back in the days when there was like bear share and shit. So
I did some torrents, and then I got some like cease and desist like emails, and I was like,
oh geez.
Yeah. And it was always Rick and Morty. because like for some reason couldn't get it, so I got one of the high C's for that, and then I got like 3 cease and desist, and I was like, all right, this is kind of scary. They're like really watching for that property for whatever reason.
Huh.
But I just haven't gone back ever since because I'm like, I guess I
Really?
could get a VPN or whatever, but I don't know. I just don't want to fuck with it.
I have a VPN, but like, okay, my VPN will cut out on the like. If I watch a streaming service here and I have my VPN set for a different country, it screws up. Or even a different city in the States, sometimes it'll screw up. So I'm like, it just as soon as it detects a VPN,
It's weird because I've had my VPN on and then it'll like I'll put it for Sweden or whatever, and then it'll be Sweden for even after I turn it off for like a few hours, and I don't understand how to like go snap it back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like too much.
Same to me. See, I have Tour Guard. I don't know how to sell the high seas. So if somebody, you know how to Eli 5 explain it to me like I'm 5. If there's somebody willing to take the time out and explain to Vigilante like I'm 5, they don't tell us that in the Illuminati meetings.
No.
So if you guys can explain.
Well, in the Illuminati, you're so wealthy, you don't really need to torrent anything. You know, you just you just sit on like a throne of diamonds, really.
Exactly. But it's there. I was going to say something to get us yeeted. The Vigilante Protection Network. That sounds nice.
I like that. That sounds like your neighborhood watch.
Yeah. Peer block is another useful tool. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't talk about how to sell the site.
Probably shouldn't. No.
Yeah.
That's why. What's his name? Gary always calls it Tortuga.
Tortuga. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
The force went being from the mystical thing to a bloodborne pathogen. Now it's female, burish, confuzzled. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm confuzzled about the force as well.
Oh, right. The force is female. Yeah, that's Leatherface's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I don't mean to be harsh on anyone, but Star Wars stopped being made in 1983.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Because honestly, like, I get like I stand by the feelings I had when I first saw movies. I stand by how I felt when I first saw The Phantom Menace when I was a kid. I still like the lightsaber battle and some of the music, even if a lot of it doesn't hold up. I will even stand by how I felt when I first saw The Farce Awakens, because it's been so long since I saw anything resembling Star Wars that I was more than happy with a beat for beat modern remake of A New Hope. I was just happy to have it.
It wasn't even that though, and like I understand,
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't even that. Like she didn't have any kind of journey to go on. Like she just was just great at things, and then got better. And it was like Luke had never even like, you know, he bullseyed Womp Rats in his T-16 back home, but that's about it. Like he didn't have a lot of fight training. He had no idea how to use the lightsaber when he first got it. Like his whole journey took him 3 movies to become good at a fierce warrior. She's kicking ass in like some market, you know, already. And you're like, well, all right, I guess she doesn't have very far to go.
So like, I thought maybe like because here's the thing, that first one is so dependent on future ones that it was just like, okay, well, they'll explain this in the next one. They'll explain why she has God powers in the next one. Hell, even that Palpatine theory, which turned out to be correct, was kind of like, maybe she's a Palpatine. Maybe she's we didn't know. And if they would have like committed to her being a Palpatine from jump and maybe did the thing where she has too much power and that's the whole struggle, that she has all this evil power that she has to get with. Okay, looks like Extreme Elements is popping off a bit. Oh, yeah. Sorry. The bots sometimes take over the chat. I apologize. I still do not know how to get that damn thing right. I know you talk about sometimes not even getting to work with me, it just spams.
It says like
Stream Elements break.
Yeah, like the stream elements say, not to get inside, I don't know if you guys care, but it's just like you set these timers and it says there's a minute timer, and I'm like, okay, I'll set that, and then I'll go the entire stream and it won't come on. So then it goes however many lines of chat, but it's not like every 5 lines. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I guess it's a free service, I shouldn't complain, but I really do not know how to make those timers go off. So
trying to get it to it like now, I feel like all I've gotten it to do is just take longer in between spamming the chat, but I don't have it to where it's like I see some people's chats and it's like a rhythm, like you see one and then you see another and you don't see them all like screaming at each other all the time. I apologize for the chat if that gets to you guys.
Yeah. But you were saying Force Awakens. You were like,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm okay with this. I it wasn't perfect, but just to have Star Wars, um, I was okay with that. In the same way, there's so many people are still right now to this day still have hope for this franchise. Still,
give it
because it's just
up, give it
man,
up.
there are people, and I get it. I get it because there's people who invested their entire fandom into Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's like a mistake. Like, I can't imagine being committed to something like that. Like, if I made it, maybe I would kind of go down with the ship on it, but it's not. I don't like it because it's not the thing that I like. Simply because it has a superficial resemblance to the thing that I like. So what? Like that'd be
Yeah,
like saying, I only like eating red fruits. You know what I mean? But it's like, whoa,
yeah,
but this was like, well, I like red fruits, so I have to enjoy that. Like that's crazy. Like I like what the original Star Wars movies encapsulated. I like the way they were made. I like the stories. Just because there's 6 other movies that are also called Star Wars doesn't mean I have to then enjoy them or even validate them. I don't. I don't.
I think that's very true, and I think that's what a lot of fans are learning. But a lot of people were just so invested into the idea that even there's a group of fans that even before the prequels came out, they were invested into like the EU and the lore, like they had just wrapped
Which that's
themselves in
cool. I
the Star
respect
Wars.
that more
Yeah,
because there's something to that. Like it's nothing I was ever that interested in, but I respect Ryan Cannell's investment in that and people reading those books and stuff, especially because there was no other agenda involved in them. There was just people exploring a really well fleshed out world. That is, I have nothing against that. It's just, I mean, I really don't even have anything against the prequels. I just don't enjoy them.
yeah.
I don't think they're good movies.
Ironcaster he says dislike the prequels all you want. The power race was fun. It was all right.
I
It
mean,
was CG, but it was all right.
what are these what's all this kiddie shit? Like that's, I don't understand. Like, just because kids enjoy it doesn't mean you need to make it like for children. Like that's he'd been doing that for a long time. Like when you go back and watch the special edition, we talk about that's why Anthroparium mentioned it. But it's like you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And then you've got like 3 little jokes. It's like you just contradicted your own tone by doing that. Like you told me it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, and then it's like, well, there's gonna be little silly yakadak jokes. It's like, what? And that's like that to me. That's like almost the whole prequel trilogy is just kind of like too much kid shit, too much. I don't know. I could talk about it all day. I don't want to get derailed by prequel.
Sentient Dildo, hail Sentient Dildo, says, to be fair, I really don't care about Star Wars, just supporting the fandom. And that's all right.
Yeah, I respect that. That's how I feel about the whole the whole Snyder Cut thing. Like I wasn't really invested in it. I just support the fandom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt. That's why it got hard to watch after Snyder said what he said. Let's see a little bit more in the chat, and then I guess we can go on.
Yeah, and then do you want to tell me your thoughts on the Snyder Cut? I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I haven't finished it, but I still have thoughts already. I still have quite a few of the notes, and it'll be spoilers. And actually, I'll probably just break them out so I can read some of the funny observations I've gotten through an hour. If Ray decided to make the name Palpatine a force for good rather than just appropriate, to use their language, someone else's name, it would have been better. Yeah, it would have been a journey. It would have been a real. It would have been
interesting. And it kind of could have been like the Aragorn story of like, well, his blood still runs through my veins, so I have the potential to be evil. Like that would be a really cool angle on the whole story or whatever. It's still ridiculous that Palpatine procreated and that Palpatine was alive. It's retarded. It's a terrible way to direction to take the franchise. It's a superficial Hail Mary that you think will respond to it because, oh, it's the villain from the other guy, but you're so like not invested in this. You didn't realize that you just undermined everything that the original 6 movies had been building towards, and you just undermine that with just a cheap, like tacked on, superficial, oh, well, he was alive doing it the whole time.
I hated that. He didn't have to making him. I was cool with the Ray Palpatine thing, but bringing him back to life was unnecessary and stupid. It destroyed. That's what made to me, Fall of Soy Woker, and I know I give them all funny names. Rise of Skywalker, if you can't speak, Vigilante. But that's why I think that's almost more damaging than The Last Jedi, because what The Last Jedi did is destroy the characterization. And I mean, The Force Awakens started with Han, but they destroyed the characterization of Luke. But the Fall of Soy Woker just literally eradicated what they had done. That meant what it really meant was everything they did literally meant nothing.
Yeah, it means that Luke's entire journey was for nothing.
Yes, it was to fail.
The foundation of that's the thing that people get, like when people get a little fucking snarky and shitty with the prequels. It's like, understand this. Everything that you like about Star Wars, whether it's books, video games, sequels, or prequels, or any of that shit, was all built on 77, 80, and 83. There is nothing without those films. So you can like and enjoy whatever the hell you want, but you respect those things because that's what came first, and that's what built this whole empire, for lack of a better term. But those three movies, that's what needs to be preserved above all else, because that is the genesis of this entire universe. The whole Star Wars universe is those three movies, and I don't want to hear anything to the contrary.
I agree 1,000%. That's why anyone says, I've heard this shit, and the third prequel is probably the best one, but that's the best movie ever. It's like, okay, whatever, bro. Whatever, man.
No, cool, it fucking isn't. I hate sand. Gets everywhere. Not you. You're everything soft. Are you gonna rape this girl? What is with this this dialogue? It's like so. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah. Real quick, we have 21 people in the chat, so thank you all for being here. And the one person on Twitch, which may be me, who knows? But yeah, Star Wars is like an abusive spouse at this point.
100%.
And Lasso of Truth says
family. It's like it's not even just a spouse. It's like you live in everyone around you is abusing you, and you're just like, well, I guess this is just life. This is just fandom. No,
yeah. That's how you know what? That's really what they made fandom into, just being a Cubs fan or being a Lions fan or something. Just accepting failure every year.
Yeah. But then the players mock you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why are you a fan, you bigot?
Yeah. Yeah, what, you don't like losing all the time? You loser, you racist.
You racist istophobe. Stop being sexist and expecting victories.
Yeah, exactly. Stop being patriarchal and expecting a win, okay? Winning is a tool of oppression.
Yeah. Speaking of matriarchal, because I think this, the small percentage of females who watch this channel. Lasso of Truth. I think you're a girl. I hope you're a girl, or else whatever. I get it too. Some people have been fans since the 80s. Hard to admit your favorite franchise is dead. And Ogre Squasher says Star Wars and MCU are dead. One word, Disney.
Yes, 100%, 100%. That's why we have what's her face, Leatherface getting blown up in the intro here.
Yeah, I love that intro. And Sentient Dildo says, "Stop lying, you cried after the Raylo kiss." We all know this.
That's unrelated. Unrelated that I cried. And nothing to do with whether Star Wars is good. It's that I just like really good kisses. Okay, Sentient Dildo. I have to bring that up. You were saying real quick, just speaking of female fans, of which there are a few, but very welcome.
I do see Kate.
Raven Ginger,
Rowan Ginger Raven, aka Rowan Kate. She talk about plugging everybody's stuff. She has an interior design thing, and if it's in the chat, I'll feel free to plug it if that's your thing. And if you're looking for some because it's the COVID era, so it's everything via camp. But if you're looking for someone to do interior design,
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
In what city?
I think she's based. I want to say Minnesota, but I cannot remember. So correct me if I'm wrong. Fathead Druid just showed up. Hell, Fathead Druid.
It's funny.
Hell, just another red shirt. If I haven't said it, he's not just another red shirt. He's the red shirt, and I appreciate him being here.
He's awesome. And if you like just another red shirt's insight, he's always on the MF for Cocktail Lounge every Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific on my channel, which most of you know, but there's no reason not to plug it.
Yeah, we got to plug as new people show up. And then I think I'm starting to get you know how sometimes like you'll find somebody because they're just streaming and you're like, oh, I don't know
like
who
it's live. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just live. I think we're starting to get guys and gals like that, so that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. It's very cool.
Speaking of people are trying to give you money. Anthem
awesome.
Parent asks, do you have a Cash App?
No, I don't. I can put my StreamYards in the
yeah, your StreamYards in the tip. And you know what? I should have been such a greedy asshole. I should have probably put your thing in the little box. I just didn't think to.
It's
not greedy. It's more incompetent. But you are in the description. So if you want to give Matt money, his StreamYards or Streamlabs or whichever stream, because there's so many damn stream companies. But it's in the description. You can give Matt money there, and you can tip him there.
You guys are so generous. It's so kind of you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to link. I don't know. I have my link somewhere. I barely know how to do any of this. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me let's say it's a pro-capitalist channel. We're all for the capitalism, So let me real quick go ahead and toss your link out, and then I'll give my thoughts on the Snyder cut, because I'm not all the way done with it, but I kind of see. I see why the people who are super Snyder heads love it, and I see why I wasn't going to really have interest in it if not for the fans being, what they are. But let me see. Sorry. Alrighty. Let there be Foulball money. So it not only is in the description, it is in the chat. So please give Matt some money. We appreciate you all being here. So, yeah, such a ditto. He's the red shirt. He survives every away mission. And yes, Robert, just a tip. Just a tip. It always starts off with just a tip. Brightest day, Robert.
That's hilarious.
Hail Mark D with the C.
I don't know what that is, but that's Mark D with a C.
With a C.
Yeah, Mark with a C. That's funny.
Yeah, but his name's Mark D. All that's all truth says.
I think that's regards to you welcoming her femininity to the channel.
Yeah. And I was not just trying to put the tip in, so don't let them. I'm not a male feminist. Last word truth. What if I want to give you the whole shaft? Well, I mean that's
Jesus.
That's between you and
and whomever you're going to consensually procreate with. Okay.
Yes, and we don't care if they're what gender or genders you guys.
They don't have a gender. Okay. If they're an idea.
Yeah.
A hyper intelligent shade of the color blue, whatever.
Hey, you know what? Did you hear about the tree?
The tree?
You didn't hear?
Is that real? What the hell was?
That's real. Okay. Yeah. We'll touch that after the Snyder cut. But we'll talk about
yeah.
You want to do it now? We can do it
whatever.
Now.
I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. I guess it is on my channel. You know what? Because I have
the Snyder's pretzel cut. That's funny.
Snyder's pretzel cut. Geez, what is the guy's name? I forgot.
He's the Flash actor, right?
Flash, yeah, Flash.
I saw that on Az's channel, and I didn't watch the video, and I'm like, I was like, this. I don't know if this is real, and if it's real, I don't even want to know. But now I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an article. Okay, found his name, Keon Loonsdale. And another thing, I guess this guy is not young. When I first saw him, I said, okay, he's just a young guy trying to cash it. I'm not gonna really go too hard. He's like 30. I'm like, okay, then. Well, there goes that idea.
I'll say this before we really get into it, but it's something that just having lived in Los Angeles for a long time and been an actor and been around all this shit, there are a lot of mentally ill people who are involved in the entertainment industry, and I think even more than the arts, because it's to me, I look at it, it's kind of like a light. And it's just moths are just drawn to it without knowing why. And I think that's a lot of mentally ill people just come to Hollywood. They just don't even know why. They're just here to make it or whatever. Whatever demons they're trying to escape or whatever psychological issues they have, or maybe their brains just aren't wired that well. So they just think they can make it or whatever they can do it. Yeah. And I used to think that was more just kind of in the minor leagues, which just kind of in the outliers, and they would just kind of get filtered out, as you went up the ladder. It's really not the case. There's a lot of people who are just brain broke all the way up and down entertainment industry. And this person could very well just be one of those people. He might have this weird skill where he can emote accurately and tell stories on screen. But the rest of his life, he might be a little
So real quick, looking at this article, this is from a few years ago. I'm not sure what brought it as to bring it out, but if he hadn't, it's still crazy. It's a thing. But yeah, this Love Simon actor Keon Lonsdale. Maybe he just start working on the Flash. Maybe that's what
Does that say
it is. I don't.
2018?
Yeah, it's 2018. That's what I mean. I'm like, huh?
Wow.
Well, I looked it up. This is where this Keon Lonsdale. He's the actor.
Okay.
And so I don't know I don't know when he started working on the Flash, because I haven't watched Flash in 5-6 years. I know you probably never watched it because little known fact, he could have been the Flash, Matt. Could have been the Flash. He could have been.
Yes. I auditioned for it, and I watched a few episodes of Green Arrow. I guess they were like the most recent season, so apparently those were bad seasons. But that was enough for me to really not want to check out any more of the show. So, yeah. I don't know.
After the first 2 seasons, you didn't miss anything with Green Arrow, and even through the first 2 seasons, there was still like a CW-ness.
You know what I saw? Not to get off topic, but it just occurred to me. I saw a GIF of this online, and it was a GIF of a scene from Stargate SG-1, and I was like, that was pretty cool, and that was pretty well written. I was like, that looks like a good show. Is anyone in the chat fans of that show, and should I watch it? Because I was like, I thought that was actually pretty badass. But that's an aside.
Yeah. So I'll just read a few paragraphs of Keon Lonsdale. He says he doesn't care for labels all too much, as he admitted with an interview with Billboard. Not sure why Billboard was interviewing him. But now, rather than identifying with a specific pronoun, he wants to go by tree.
Is he kidding? Is this a joke?
If this is a joke, because it's written, who knows, right? Maybe he's completely fucking with people and they just ran with it. So as much as we talk about mental illness, there's always a chance that he just says, I'm just going to give this interview like I'm serious and see what the fuck they run with. Okay. So I don't know, but there's no evidence of that. This has been played, this is played completely straight. The Love Simon star opened up about sexuality and gender pronouns in an intimate Instagram live session Tuesday in 2018. When a fan asked if Lonsdale was straight or not, I don't know if I can actually say the word without getting yeeted. Who knows?
Really?
I think I should say gay, right? You can say
sexuality.
Gay. Okay. If that's not whether he was gay, the actor was surprised to keep getting that question. He says, it depends on the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm bisexual. Sometimes I feel like I'm gay. Sometimes I feel like I'm straight. Sometimes I feel like I'm not anything, which is, perfectly fine. It's, your choice. Lonsdale said on Instagram Live, it doesn't matter either way. All of that. I'm Keon. He further explained, I don't want to go by.
Just going further, I'm 100% cool with. Like, I'm just saying, I don't even know what's the difference. I'm this guy. It's like, yeah, fucking A.
Yeah. And so this is where, Newbound Turk thinks he think he was trying to take the piss out the question.
That's what I thought. He was. Yeah, that was my impression.
Because he says, I
thought he just kind of be like, I'm a tree, I'm a flower.
That's probably it.
I don't know. We'll see. Let's finish the article.
Yeah. He says, I don't want to go by he anymore. I just want to go by tree. I want people to call me tree because we all come from trees. So it doesn't matter if you're a he, she, or they, or them. At the end of the day, everyone's a tree. So I want to call my friends tree and me tree and everyone tree. So I think like now when people ask me my preferred pronoun, I'm going to say tree. Without seeing a video, I cannot tell if he's like.
I think he's just an idiot.
Man,
I think he's just dumb. He's just trying to be profound, but he doesn't have the intellectual capacity to be smart. I think he's just it's like Jaden Smith. Like, remember Jaden Smith's tweets, and you're just like, oh, this kid's fucking.
Oh shit, man! I think he might be serious. Thank you for doxing my email, asshole. It's a scam because I have more reason to use, but I actually have given that email out already. So whatever. Even though if you want to email me, VigilanteWilliamson at Proton Mail. I got a Proton Mail. So
I just received a super chat. I just received a tip from. I don't know if I got a name here. I think it's Anthroparian. I don't want to, but it's like an actual name, so I don't want to dox you. But whoever just sent that super chat for 2774, very much appreciated. Let me see if maybe I have on my stream elements. Maybe there's a there might be like a super chat attached to it. Yeah. Oh yes, from Anthroparian. It says, for good content, about time that I tipped the efforts. Cheers. Thank you so much, bro. That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's really thank you, man. I'm blown away. I'm always so just flattered and moved when anyone's like tipping me or anything like that. It's an incredibly generous thing to do, and I mean that. So thank you very much, Anthony Perrin. It's very kind of you.
Yeah. It like you guys' support is like huge because like I know I'm speaking for myself. I don't view myself as even a YouTuber. I view myself as a guy who just does this as kind of like a hobby. I spend a lot of time doing it, but like for you guys to be supporting us, it's huge. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks a lot. And you are, by the way, you are a YouTuber at this point.
All right,
accept it.
I guess
you are.
Yeah, I am getting to the point where like, I gotta kind of accept that I'm doing this because this is getting realer and realer.
So did you? Did you catch any more on that on his Instagram? I didn't mean to derail. I just wanted
to... well, he had because he kept fucking. Oh Jesus, shut up. Shut up. Jeez, it kept trying to dox me, and then it just showed pictures. It just was one picture of him with his shirt off, trying to look pretty for the camera, and then another picture of him with some leaves. So maybe he is serious about this tree shit, man. I don't know. Godzillionaire says you got to run. Peace, Godzillionaire. We appreciate you, man.
Love you, Godzillionaire. Good to see you, buddy. Hope we see you Friday night, man.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
I want to get to this comment.
This kid, I'm just looking out. He's from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Sydney. He's 29. I guess so. So he's 29 now. So I guess like what, 2-3 years ago, he was 26. Yeah, 26 is kind of, that's sort of one of those ages where you think you have things figured out. And so you'll say dumb shit like that, but you don't, it's only when you look back and you realize you were still a kid.
Yeah, maybe.
So that kind of makes sense that he's saying, I'm a tree.
He's kind of, I get, he could be custom slack.
He might just be stupid. Like I'm saying, he might just be dumb and thinking like this is a way of breaking down barriers, man, and just being like society doesn't even have to put labels on. There are no such things as labels, man. We're all part of nature.
We're all just trees, man.
Trees. What an idiot. What a fucking retard. Listen, just don't speak. It's fun. You know what I mean? Like not everyone needs to be a public person. Like there's plenty of actors who'd never say anything publicly, don't do interviews, don't have social media. You don't have to be a part of the public conversation. Not everyone's good at talking.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are learning that. And I mean, I'm not. You guys still put up with me. I want to get to Rajesh's point because he's talked about in London, whole lot of theater actors, dancers, stage artists have been out of work since the travel industry collapse. That's sad to hear. At the West End of London is 90%, 96% down in footfall per traffic. That's sheesh.
96% down. That's nuts.
Yeah, because you hear about how bad New York is getting. I didn't really think about how like cities like London and international cities like that.
Well, London, because England is still, they're still, they're shut down.
Locked down. Yeah, you can't even leave the country. They'll find you.
Wow.
Which is insane. That reminds me, I have to watch BSG after this and start Monday's script. Oh yeah, you do. I think he does a Battlestar Galactica thing. Yeah,
I haven't watched that yet. I want to. I just haven't sat down to do it. But everyone who talks about it says it's amazing. And then I think it was Godzillionaire right before he left. He said SG1 was incredible. So maybe I'll give it a go on SG1. I never thought I would because I was like, well, the movie wasn't even that good. So how a whole TV show about it? So I always just had a real prejudice about the show. But just watching that one clip, I was like, it was just very tight. The scene was just very tight. A fruit fly flying in my face. It was just very tight and good. I was like, oh, I like that. So maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I've been, you know what? Both SG1 and Battlestar Galactica have always kind of intimidated me as a fan. I'll be honest. Yeah, because it just seems like it's a lot.
Oh, okay. Like there's just a whole lot to it. Not that it's like you felt okay.
Yeah, just like, oh man, it's a whole lore. But I mean, I'll probably end up getting into it.
Well, you know what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just want because he says Snorterpoopus Q Burr says, we all have tree DNA. Well, I don't know about polar bears, Snorterpoopus. Not sure. But go ahead, man.
Asinine thing to say. Oh, we're all trees. Duh. Shut up. Like, shut up. What greater wisdom is that going to offer people? How is that going to like stop wars and thieves and murders? Oh, wait a minute. This fucking dope from Sydney says we're all just trees. Well, I don't have to like kill you and take your money now.
Well,
society is better now. Ooh, we're all healed. Shut up, stupid. Just dance and get off the stage. And just do that.
Yeah, Rajesh says he may be trying to branch out, but and he ain't wrong because Hollywood is filled with vegetables. So there's that.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Right.
The onion. I used to in the Mighty Boosh, they would call people onions as an insult, and it always made me laugh. The onion.
Yeah.
You jack of clubs. Sorry, God.
No, I've never seen the Mighty Boosh. Like I remember when it. Oh, I don't know when it came out, but they would play it, I think, on Adult Swim at one point. And I just never caught it.
It's amazing. The old Greg was probably the most famous thing from that. He was his own meme for a while. The old Greg, the transsexual mermaid. It was really wild, but it's just so funny. I like, I don't know. They have a very distinct style. Like, did you ever watch Scrubs?
Yeah.
Scrubs to me had like they were just being silly, and they just had their own style, and they were like, we're just gonna do what we do, and you know, you might like us, you might not, but this is what we do. That's how the Mighty Boosh feels to me. 70s Rock fan says he loves the Mighty Boosh. Yeah, me too. And it's like it's like they know themselves really well, and they know what their version of funny is, and they just do it like to the max, and they don't really concern themselves with like opening the door to people who don't get it. It's not like it's a closed community. It's just, it's so distinctly them that, you know, it is what it is. And it's like, that's why the fans are so passionate, but it's such a small group of them. Cause it's like, there's a giant bubblegum monster at one point called Charlie, you know what I mean? Who like ate Eskimos and fired them out of his, you know, tube. And it's like, how would I sell that to you? Vig, how would I be like, hey, there's this great show, you know, and there's zookeepers, but like the animals talk, and then one goes to monkey hell. Like it's
you have to get it or you don't.
Yeah,
and they're okay with that, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
That's their vibe. Yeah.
That stuff is always in. I mean, like I don't always end up liking it, but I always appreciate and respect that sort of stuff. Because everything is not for everybody. I think one of the things Hollywood that failed Hollywood the past 20 years, to kind of quote Bane, a success has defeated you, because they just got so attached to sequels and prequels and all this other stuff, because they're so afraid of offending anybody. They're so afraid of doing anything that may be challenging. They're so afraid of somebody in their focus group saying, I don't know about that. And that's why we have what we have. You need to be able to say, you know what? Everyone's not going to like this, but I'm still going to do it anyway.
It's part of that. Also, the franchise thing, a lot of the franchise stuff is that there's the built-in audience, you know, so that's guaranteed to do numbers. That's why franchises took off so much, because it's like, that's what we're just talking about with the people who watch anything with Star Wars on it. It's like, you know, oh, it's a new Star Wars movie, I'm going to go see it. What they didn't anticipate was if they get it wrong, that they're going to also have that many people pissed off at them. And that's what they just didn't understand. And that's why we're here where we are. Oh, wait, we just talked for like a half hour without you telling me what's going on with the Snyder Cut.
Oh shit, yeah, we did. Snyder Cut. Let's get the old trusty handy dandy notebook called Docs off Google.
Great. And I actually had, holy shit, Ogre Squasher.
What?
Ogre Squasher just gave me $100.
He's balling out for everybody now. Ogre Squasher, the unofficial executive producer of the Fandom Menace, or the Culture Crime Fighters.
Oh my god, thank you, dude. That's so nice. It says for help with moving.
There you go.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Ogie, man.
Wow.
Like, yeah, and he's funded. I don't know if you want to tell his job. He does have a like cool job. So I'm not trying to just say he has it, but he's doing okay.
Is he a pilot? Because he's just got the image of that private jet.
Yeah, he is. He is a pilot.
That's fucking cool.
If that's okay for me to say, Ogre Squatcher. Don't kill me. Don't yeet me. But yeah,
don't fly to Vidge's house and drop a bomb on him. That's cool. He's a pilot. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so badass. I always wanted to do something like that, because when I was a kid, whenever I would get on like a roller coaster or whatever, like, you know how they have the two different kinds, or they have the one that goes straight and they have the one that like curves down, you know, like I always liked the one that was straight, because I wanted to pull as many G's as possible. So like
when you always float the ball up and shit like that. You ever see that?
Yeah. Like I used to like the ones where you just drop straight down, and I always wanted to do something like that, like fly a jet or something like that. Would be badass, man. Those are like, pilots are fucking cool guys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, Ogre Squash is just cool, kick-ass dude. That's why he does kick-ass things. And
Yeah.
speaking of those roller coasters, shout out to Cedar Point. Anyone who's in the Midwest, they know about Cedar Point, especially like the Detroiters who travel down to Sandusky and everything like that. So yeah, shout out to Cedar Point for that. And Ogre Squasher says it's all good in the hood, G.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you very, very much. That's really kind. I wonder if maybe he made it big with crypto this year.
maybe.
Well, he had some Bitcoin stashed away.
You know what? I actually am just some my stimulus money is going towards crypto, some of it.
Nice.
And we'll see how it goes. I don't really know anything about it. I'm just gonna be buying some Ethereum and some Dogecoin and hoping for the damn best. But there we go.
Right
But as
on.
far as the Snyder cut, man, so I can see, I definitely see this as so far is a much better experience than Justice League. That goes without saying. I think everyone has said that. Everyone agrees with that. And Zack Snyder is good at what he's good at, and he's not at what he's not. And like you just talked about how with Star Wars, where they just get this like, you're trying to have a tone and then it gets cutesy out of nowhere. Cutesy's not the right word, but it just gets silly or like ridiculous out of nowhere. Like so spoiler alert for the whole movie, even though I have not seen the whole movie. And if you discuss stuff later, that's more than fine. I'm not like invested so much that I don't need to know what happened. It's like, all right, whatever. It's been over a week, so it is what it is, or close to a week. So like, okay, the first day he goes to this town looking for Aquaman. So everyone in that town now knows who Bruce Wayne is Batman, right? Everybody knows.
Yeah, I thought he was really cavalier with his secret identity the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I've noticed that, and there's just stuff like that. And then I remember you said something about Wonder Woman letting all those guys get killed while she's just standing there statuesque. It's just stuff like, you really have to turn your head off to enjoy this. You really have to commit to, I'm going to turn my head off. And I don't mind that. But when a movie still wants to take itself seriously, when I have to turn my head off, it's like, come on, guy. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing that's kind of takes me out of the cool action scenes. Like, this is being a collection of cool action scenes is cool. But when it starts to like try to make me like think too hard, I'm like, yeah.
And I think I am a sucker for the slow motion as much as it's a manipulative tactic. Like, because like when Gary did his video yesterday about the his Snyder cut review, and he did like slow motion of him like drinking coffee and like it panning up and showing his webcam. Honestly, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. I thought that was badass. I was like, oh wow, the slow motion really does just work on me. Like I think Snyder overuses it, but I guess at times I'm not aware of it. I'm like, this is just so cool. Like that was some of my favorite scenes in Dread, where all those really badass, super slow motion sequences. Like I guess I'm just a sucker for that style of filmmaking. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like Snyder has a visual style that's pleasing. It's really cool. It's really badass. Like the Amazon fight scenes. People keep bringing up the abs.
That was one of my favorite scenes actually from the whole movie. Like that got me like emotional. Like I couldn't believe how much I responded to that whole Amazon fight scene. But like whenever what's his name said that, Steppenwolf said that to them, something, I can smell your fear or whatever, and they go, show them your fear. That was like, whoa,
we have no fear.
Really
they're
badass.
Intense. Yeah, shout out to those girls. They sold an intensity. They sold a real intensity. But you know what? I'll give another issue, and it got me thinking to a movie that gets, you know what? That I feel like a movie that gets either too much praise or too much hate when it's such a basic nothing movie. Black Panther. And I thought about how, you know what? Say what you will about Wakanda, they at least gave some explanation of this lore. We did first Wonder Woman, we did Wonder Woman 84, we've done the Justice League, and I still don't quite know how the Amazons like work and what their culture is and what their system is. They just make shit up that just seems Greek.
And vaguely Greek, yeah.
Yeah, vaguely Greek at various times for no reason. And that thing, again, if I just turn my head off, I'm cool with it. But when I start thinking, I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense. So that's
I stopped doing that almost like, I don't know, 15 minutes in. I'm like, I'm not going to try to logically pick this movie apart because it will collapse and it won't be an enjoyable experience for me. And I'll just be working. And it's like, ultimately, what good would it do for me to prove that Zack Snyder's Justice League is not a logically consistent film. It's like,
Yeah, I get that, and
yeah,
I get that. And so
good
that's
point.
the thing. I'm trying to just watch the collection of action scenes, and here comes Batman, and here comes shit. And so I get why people love it, and I'm still gonna power through and probably do a review. But
I did
yeah,
have a little bit of an issue. It's just, it's the same thing that happens when you watch those Marvel movies with the Avengers. Like, after a while, like a regular mortal human standing next to like literal gods, it starts to not make any sense. You're like, okay,
yeah,
Bruce, maybe you shouldn't even be here. Maybe you should be like in a tank or
man,
something, like these are gods who can, be beaten and destroyed. And like, you can just one little, like someone shoots you in the cheek and it's over. So
yeah,
maybe you shouldn't be here. It's just kind of like whenever Hawkeye and Black Widow were fighting next to Thor and the Hulk, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
I thought the same thing, especially Hawkeye shooting arrows and shit. He doesn't even have guns. It's like,
yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, I love the there's a meme. I think I forgot what website it came from, but there was a meme of like Hawkeye, like it's like he shot like, I'm all out of arrows. He's like, how many did you have? How many did you bring? 9. He's like, you only brought 9 arrows? Like, yeah, and I shot 9 bad guys. You're welcome. And it's like, it's like, yeah, what can this guy really offer? These, it's like this guy can command lightning from the sky, and but this guy's a really good archer.
And I'm like, cool. If we were the 1500s, that would be awesome. Like, we have guns. At least, I can semi buy the usefulness of Black Widow. Okay, she's the super spy. She has guns. She has like ways that there may be situations where you need a spy to do something.
Yeah, if she's doing super spy shit.
Yeah, that's another thing that, to kind of go off a tangent. I'll get back to Justice League, but Avengers never really had Black Widow do something Black Widow-y. She just was fighting, and that would have made more sense. Like, while they're fighting, she has to do some sneaky espionage type stuff to show her strengths, but they never did that.
Yeah,
but
like when you first introduced her in the original Avengers, it's actually really cool because she's like, oh, I'm in the middle of this interrogation. You think she's like, that was cool. Like, that's a cool way to use her. Like, and those are just henchmen thugs. They're not like aliens from another planet or super robots or something. It's like, yeah. But that's so. Anyway, back to Justice League. That was just something that kept, like, after a while, just started to stand out to me. Like when you've got, Wonder Woman doing super fast and like doing that, whatever that thing is, and like Aquaman, and you have these gods, and you're just like, Batman's just a dude. Like, it's a little weird. He's right next to these guys. He should be somewhere else.
And I thought that, okay, watching the Amazon scene, I said, wait a second, these Amazons are getting trounced. Yes. There's no believable way for Batman to put up a fight at all. You've sold me that Batman has no threat unless later on, I'm not not spoiling for myself, unless Batman comes in with a Iron Man like armor.
Right.
There's no believable way he should compete at all.
That would have been a cool thing for him to do, to bring back the Batman versus Superman armor for this fight with Steppenwolf. That would have been badass, but it wasn't really. But that, honestly though, like, I'm not going to spoil it, but that was something I really did think the movie did well, was it really used everyone in the team, like, and like used all their individual abilities as a collective. Like they all brought something. They were all like one piece of the pie, which I thought was great. And at the final battle, like, everyone's playing their part. Batman was a little left out, but everyone else was like 100% like playing their part, which I thought was really, really cool and exciting. And Gary pointed this out yesterday. He's like, Wonder Woman was just one of the guys. She wasn't better or worse, more important, less important. She was just one of the guys. And I was like, bingo, that's spot on.
That's how you do it. To be fair, Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, I did. I was going to shout that. Yeah, August Washer, the executive producer of the Culture Crime Fires, unofficially,
no kidding,
just dropped $200 for the show, 100 a piece. I appreciate it, August Washer. Thank you, man. Safer travels for you as you pilot the skies. So yeah, thank you, man. But yeah, I was just gonna say, one thing, Wonder Woman 84, and it sounds like I'm echoing. At least I'm not sure if I'm echoing to you.
I don't hear it, but maybe chat can let us know.
Yeah, let me know if I'm echoing. But Wonder Woman 84, graping a guy aside, they have actually dealt with Wonder Woman probably as well as I could possibly hope in this era of super woke, You have super woke feminism is everywhere. You have Terminator Dark Fate, Ghostbusters 2016. Yet Wonder Woman, despite what it is, hasn't really been woke. It's been close at 84, but it really hasn't gone full woke.
Yeah.
So you got to give credit where it's due. And I think that's another thing I do need to credit this. I mean, you know what? If this came out in 2017, I wouldn't matter as much, but in 2021, not being woke is a plus. So
Huge
I got to
win.
give it credit where it is.
100%. And it isn't woke. Like, people pointed out the Wonder Woman thing, saying you can be whatever you want thing. That didn't bother me in the slightest.
No. Superman was saying to a boy, you know what I mean, in a heartbeat, or a girl, or anyone. Any hero was going to say it to a kid.
That's just something you say to kids. I don't care that you picked the girl. That didn't bother me at all. Yeah. It's like, if that was in a collection of other woke moments, I would, okay, then. But it was just that it's just there. The one thing I thought was a little bit, but even so, like, it's just so isolated. It can't really bother you. But it was when what's his name? Cyborg gives that woman money in the bank. Like, that was a little socialist to me, where it's just kind of because it was in the bank, and he just basically took someone else's money and just made hers higher. That I thought was a little bit, I didn't like that messaging too much. And like, normally I would never care. It's just that it's in the context of 2021, where it's like, that's the messaging all over the place. So it's like, that stuck out to me. But I mean, if that's it, two little moments, and one of them is just someone like telling a child to believe in themselves, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. You know what? You brought up Cyborg, and you brought up kind of the idea of, maybe seeing shadows a bit. You didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking of.
Did you see Grinakuma's chat?
I did see Grinakuma. But no, Grin. I went to the wrong one.
It's just a few above that.
Yeah, it just moved. This damn thing.
It just says, "Hail you, Ebony and Ivory,
motherfuckers." I can't even say Ebony and Ivory because of the damn Stevie Wonder shit. Damn it, Toxic Man flu. But yeah, Ebony and Ivory, you racist motherfucker, Grin. No, I'm just joking. We love you, Grin. Grin. But something I've been giving thought to, and I'm not gonna fully apologize, but I'm gonna semi-apologize to Ray Fisher from this standpoint. I don't know that, because I don't like the idea of defending Joss Whedon as not being a racist, because I don't know if he is or isn't. I know he's a douche. But I can see how, if you're fucking Ray Fisher, you see shadows, because you were promised he had a movie that was supposed to come out last year, and you film a whole movie where you have a much bigger role, because even through this part, he's already had a bigger role than
he has the bulk of the story.
Yeah. I can see where some guy telling you, hey, we're cutting your whole part out and cutting your movie, and by the way, say this stupid thing that you didn't have to say in the original script. I can see how that might piss you off. I'm not saying, and maybe he handled it, I think also we see shadows for the fake wokeness.
Yep.
For the woke baiting of LeBron James, hey, let me profit off this wokeness. So that gave us a bit of pushback, and I was critical, and I still am sort of critical. But I understand how he might have just genuinely fucking saw shadows with what happened, because his role is so much bigger. So I did want to just toss that out there. As much as I criticize him, I owe him that much, because I can get how that might happen.
I think that's very decent of you to, just when new information comes to light, reassess how you feel, not stick to your guns and fight. Yeah. I think Gary said something to the same effect. It's like, when you have that context, you can kind of understand why he would be frustrated. And like, I think we've seen relatively recently that people, just because they're on TV or they make TV, doesn't mean that they're very good at public speaking. And so maybe he was trying to say something to that effect, but it just came out, racism, who knows? And maybe Whedon is. I mean, maybe he didn't like that. Who knows? But it does seem like Whedon kind of put a much more juvenile spin on a lot of the stuff that Snyder had done. Yeah. So it's possible that maybe that got caught up in his kind of rebranding of it, and it was like, we need less of him. And I have no idea, but yeah, I could understand being, especially as an actor, I would be devastated if I had this huge storyline, and like a redemptive arc, and this whole thing with his father, and his father ultimately ends up making, not going to tell you about that.
Don't tell me that.
But it's just that that it all pays off, that there's a story there that I could really see that being very upsetting.
Yeah.
and him not necessarily having like the faculties or maybe just the experience with speaking to kind of get that out like accurately. And yeah, and to that though, I thought his character was handled really well. I liked his journey. It made sense that he was bitter, you know, that he like was upset about like his circumstances, that he's this freak. You know, I will say this, it was kind of ridiculous though that his dad had a fucking micro cassette recorder. I was like, what year is it? Like, is this 92? And then and also he's like this like super machine that can like launch all the nuclear missiles in the world with a thought. And he's got a micro cassette recorder. I was like, that's the most ridiculous contradiction in technology I've ever seen. But I like the character. He didn't really bother me. I thought he was a bit broody. And also, like, the fact that your father didn't attend a football game is not the reason your mom's dead. Like, that didn't make any sense for me.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's supposed to be like one of those things where somebody just has grief and they just have a logical, you know what I mean? A logical grief sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, because that part was actually in the original, I believe. So that's why some of the scenes don't hurt. Not
even just from just a genuine writing point of view. It's just like, okay, he was working. It's not like he was cheating on your mom. Like, yeah, okay, it was not ideal, but he was at work. Like, you know, if he was like at the track gambling away your college money, I could see being upset with him. But it's just kind of like, it's unfortunate it happened, but it's not your dad's fault. Like, it was just weird that he blamed him, I thought.
And Rajesh, he does have a wrench, and you are special. I just want to let you know.
Rajesh a lot.
Rajesh is a ton. And Snorter Poop is Q Burr. Now I have to be nice to Rajesh. He has the power. He does have the power. You be
the power of the wrench side.
You be a obedient polar bear, Snorter Poopus.
Just throw him fish. You know, throw him penguins and shit. He'll be fine.
Light Cyborg in the Snyder Cut, but Ray Fisher went super vague and tried to wave the racism flag without giving any explanation. He waited like a month or two to give any information about that. Yeah, he did not handle it right, and that's why it's like, you know, there's a reason people said what we said, but I get his perspective as well.
And it's part of the problem with all this, you know, division and racism and blah blah blah, is that actual real issues that people have just get caught up in the sea of everything's racist and it's all of this, that, and the other, you know, because then you can't hear any of it. It's like you can't take the time to parse through each individual circumstance. So you just hear, you're like, all right, I'm sure, yeah, it's probably racism. Yeah, I'm sure. And then you're like, oh, it wasn't racism, but he did get fucked.
Yeah, it's the boy who cried wolf effect, basically.
100%. And that's, you know, that's ultimately the thing that happens when you have like fake drape claims, you know. It's like real drapes get kind of overlooked because you're just like, well, are you lying? Because people lie about this.
Yeah, and that's actually how I feel. I don't know, not to go off of the sports ball, but there's a quarterback who has all these cases, and paradoxically for me, the more cases that come out who all want civil cases and not criminal cases, you just start, okay, I think I know what this is, even if it's not.
Well, you have to at least ask the question. Like, that's something weird that comes from feminists. It's like you're not allowed to ask any follow-ups. You're just supposed to take her word for it. It's like, don't you know any mentally ill women who would lie? Like, I know a lot.
Yeah, especially when millions of dollars could potentially be like, unfortunately, feminism has made me go the other way with that. And that's unfortunate because I don't want to do that either. That has its own consequences.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
That's one can of worms per episode. I think we can handle that in a while. Your brightest says no eating the wrenches. Snorter Poop is Q Bird, so please do not eat the wrenches.
Yeah, take it easy. Don't eat them.
Yeah.
Snorter Poop says they're safe unless they're seals.
So just make sure we don't have any seals as wrenches. Okay, you can't guarantee that. We have a sentient dildo here, so I mean, we don't know what may show up. Snorter Poop, I have no guarantees. Fathead Druid says, yeah, Ebony and Ivory is a reference to a Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney song, but I think it's a Zack and Miri reference. So let me go further up.
That movie with Michael Cera? No, that's Seth Rogen, I mean.
Seth Rogen. It's a hilarious scene with that Indian dude yelling at Seth Rogen and Craig Robertson.
Oh,
comedians are still funny. I've never seen that movie, but it sounds like a funny scene.
It's pretty funny. It's a Kevin Smith movie.
Uh,
It's okay. It's not like amazing, but it's kind of sweet. It's about like two friends that decide to make a porn because they need the money, and then they kind of end up falling in love. You know, it's like
that's
kind of sweet and kind of funny. It's a very like, it's not a polarizing comedy. Like it's funny.
yeah.
It's but it wasn't that time where where there were a lot of good comedies coming out, like all those, like when Apatow was really good. It was right
Yeah.
around then, and like the movie like Role Models and stuff like that. It was like right in the mid 2000s, like 2007, 2008, when there actually were like a lot of good comedies being released.
Yeah.
The Jack of all casuals wants to know if Snorter Poopus is eating Navy SEAls.
Oh yeah, Snorter Poopers do not eat Navy SEAls. We need all of our Navy.
We need them.
And hail Jack of all casuals. Hell.
Yeah, hi.
But Jess is talking about Ripper Ball on SJW, and it cracks me on when he does that. These male feminists reduce everything down to race. I didn't see that part. I missed that because he had to stream right before he did Unsafe Space.
Oh man, you got to have balls to go on with Ripper and argue.
Man, I wouldn't do it. He takes no prisoners.
I'd be afraid to go on and agree.
Yeah, yeah. Even a polar bear knows that Ripper doesn't take any prisoners.
And he's not an aggressive guy. Like he gets in his emotions, but like in a a very powerful way. But he's not like aggressive. Like he's not just gonna like alpha you out of the conversation. Like he really knows what he thinks and why. So it's like you better really be able to handle that conversation if you want to be able to talk to him.
So Jess, you said that dude was me. Did you used to be a male feminist woke type person? Let us know in the chat.
That's interesting because I was talking about that on the MF for Mondays, where I was talking about woke breaking point, which apparently I don't know if it's still going, but it was like a Twitter trending topic from that guy James Lindsay, who he's the one who made those academic papers where he took like passages from Mein Kampf, but then replaced them with like feminist and woke ideologies. And then like they got published in college, college peer reviewed journals and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Hilarious.
Wow.
Hilarious. It's so perfect. And then like they would also just make up papers or whatever. So anyway, so he had like the woke breaking point. He was kind of asking people like, what was the moment when you kind of changed? Like when did you start thinking for yourself and not servicing an ideology and kind of coming to your own conclusions? And I was actually kind of curious what yours was, dude.
Man, I don't have a single moment. It was a long time. I know you got to get out of here fairly soon.
Yeah, about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Okay. So I guess we'll probably end on this then.
I mean, if you want to keep going for another half hour, it's cool. I just gotta go pick my car up, and they get closes at 5, so I have to make sure I make it.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll keep. If the chat wants me to keep going, I'll keep going. But I didn't have a set breaking point because like I know what my like the Vigilante Williamson breaking point was George Floyd. That's like, all right, I'm gonna do something. That's
okay.
And so that's kind of my breaking point for like me as well. So like, but like it started, man. I was arguing with like socialist coworkers back in like 2018, 2019. Because that's my starting point of like, something's like I realized there was something wrong with like leftism. I didn't even know I had a political side, but that was the start. That's when I started. Like I said, had a coworker talking about socialism, how great it was. I'm like, I don't know about that guy. And then I had talk about the incident it was one of the WrestleManias, being at a bar at a WrestleMania party, having some girl scream all this woke shit because I didn't vote for Hillary.
Yeah.
And then I saw a counselor, and she only saw her one time. She was saying some woke racist shit. What did she say? She was like, how different is it being a black man? I'm like, whatever. Like, oh, come on, it's got to be different. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to tell you anything personal about me. So
it's so weird how people want to like just infantilize, others because of like it's how their worldview is. And like, you have to have this, this has got to be your experience. It's like, how about you listen to the individual before you just apply this sort of blanket life experience over this person that's sitting in front of you. It's not even like you're yelling at a screen or something. It's like right in front of you. And you're a therapist. Like, this is your job, is to listen. You're a professional listener.
Yeah. And no. No, again, you guys talking about the Ripper thing. Carrie Smith was going on about it, And how many times did that ally actually call him that? Uncle Tom sent your dildo? Because I didn't see that part.
I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I'm working on some music. I got some songs for these fucking allies, man. I got disc records for the allies. Okay, Robert wants me to keep going. You guys want me to keep going?
I agree with you, with Robert. I like that Robert's like one name, like Prince or Madonna.
Yeah, and Robert, there you go. LOL tried to pose that question earlier. Hey, the chat is moving. The chat has become so insane, and I apologize. I've conceded the point. I'm not going to get to everybody's chat, and I sincerely apologize. I never thought I would reach, or we would reach that much growth, and I'm glad we are, and we love you here. So I apologize.
Yes, we do love you here. Hail to you all, amazing people. You're the best.
So I tried to pose a question earlier. When do y'all first notice wokeness? That's a different one. Mine was the casting of Tilda Swinton and Doctor Strange. I would say Ghostbusters 2016. I was like, this is kind of weird.
I've been onto this shit for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just from an observation point of view, I've been onto it. I don't know what, I couldn't tell you when I've been onto it, but that's different than, you know, the occasional mischaracterization or the occasional whatever trope is not the same as like this. It's like a war where it's just like, you know, a tidal wave of agenda wrapped up in everything. Like I had a pretty thick skin for putting up with a lot of this shit, but then when it became universal, that's when it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like something has to, you know, we have to stop this. We have to talk back about this.
Did you have a breaking point? The point where it was like, okay, this is too much. You said you've been onto it a long time. I know you went to gender studies in college, so maybe I don't know if that was it.
That was my one on Monday where I said, like, I was a Soc major, you know, and I was pretty open-minded to a lot of these ideas, you know, the 99% stuff and all those things. And you know, a lot of it is interesting and it is insightful. But that's when I was so naive because I took gender studies course as just part of my Soc major when I went to Pace University in New York. And it just, the way the course was described, it was, you know, an exploration of how society looks at gender and what sort of different roles people put on different genders and why, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then it was like a weekend where you're like, wait a minute, you're just blaming me for basically you're saying the world is terrible and it's straight white men's fault. And I was like, wait, hold the fucking phone. Like I didn't do anything. And I'm sitting in the class here, like learning. And then it was just like, whoa, like, so it was like just a month, like a whole semester of just like, you know, cognitive dissonance. And it was very, yeah, I guess maybe that was a big breaking point for me. I don't know if it was, you know, but that, yeah, for real. That was big.
So Ironcast proposes what I think is probably the most important question. What have you been getting into to enjoy yourself lately, Jess? Any new media?
I did want to get into that, but Kai shared his woke breaking point.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh, no, he's just kidding. Okay.
Oh, he's just kidding. There's a guy that get hit by lightning and decided to move forward. That's pretty awesome. Well, not as awesome. I actually do believe in the Most High.
I do too. I believe in God as well. But just regardless,
for humor purposes.
It's a joke. I thought it was a real one. I just saw my woke breaking point, and I was like, "Oh, he actually can." Okay. So Ironcaster, what have you been getting into? Well, I watched Utopia the other day.
Yeah, you were talking about Utopia.
Didn't do that. That was a whole lot. The whole thing. I bring it up all the time, but I'm still reading East of West. You know, it's not new. I think they wrapped up in 2018, but it's a comic book series that Jonathan Hickman did, and I'm still adoring every second I watch of that. It's so good. Yeah. Oh my god, it's such a great book.
Yeah, I do have to check that out, especially because you said it's free, right?
Free Comixology.
Yeah, so like I've been checking out. I haven't really checked out. Only new thing I have is The Last Ronin, and then I've been checking out. I'm planning on doing a review on a lot of like old '90s movies, so I'm starting with that. So I'm starting with The Long Kiss Goodnight. And if you haven't seen that movie, it's a great movie. I'll hopefully have a video on that. So I've been watching that. I've been reading Fantastic Four because I got this collection of that. So I haven't really, outside of the Snyder Cut itself, that's the only new thing I'm watching. But I mean, I'm a back issue guy, I guess, with a lot of media. I'm watching the stuff that I either know I like or I know has been recommended. I'm going to check out that Utopia. I do want to check that out because it sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, but I feel the same way, man. I haven't watched anything new in a really long time, just because I don't have the stomach for it anymore, man. I don't have the the stones to do it. Like, I resolved myself personally that I'm going to start picking like a movie a week that's streaming and just
Yeah.
talk, and then like watch it and then talk about it on the MF for Mondays, so that I can be so because you know you have like these questions, is this going to be good? Should I commit to this? And I just want to kind of
Yeah.
do that for people and then let them know what I thought, but other than that, like a new show, fuck that. I'm not watching anything new. I don't want to watch anything new.
Yeah. With shows, I'm probably better off. I might get like like I want to check out the East vs. West. I think the indie comic thing I might get into a little bit more. I've backed a couple crowdfunds I haven't got yet, but outside of that, I think I might be going into that.
Yeah, I
And
want to get back
Cool.
into reading books too. Like I want, you know what I mean? Like that being more my entertainment, to be honest.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Kai's in the chat. Plug for his book. I need to read this. I got a lot of shit going on.
Wow, that's great art. Can I see that again?
Yeah, the cover art is so amazing.
That's so cool.
It's Kai
MFS Space Crime Domino. Wow, that's beautiful. Who did this?
Kai MFS. Kai
no
did
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, he wrote that book.
Wrote this book. It's 500 some odd pages.
Wow,
it's a whole tome.
So that's an achievement, man. Finishing any work of fiction is an achievement. There's some like forces at work where you will get to 99% done and you need to push to get to 100%. I don't know what that is about, but finishing anything is an amazing accomplishment, and then getting it out there. Congratulations, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. Congrats. That's why, we have to plug it. That's new entertainment I want to get into. I did buy the book, so he's already got my money, but I do want to read it and talk about it.
Maybe
so other people can buy it. So I want to note this point, because this is just true for really all media. But Grenakuma says, oh, by the way, if there are any anime fans, start getting physical media. Sony is trying to purchase Crunchyroll on top of Funimation. I've heard that for almost a year, and I think they are going to end up doing it. And we know their track record as far as censoring waifus and anime booty. Yes, they have gotten so censor happy in Japan that now brands like Nintendo and the Xbox are more popular in Japan because they allow the waifus, which is crazy. And in my experience, all the fandom chats have cool, friendly people, and they do. That's how I got here. You guys are just the most friendliest, nicest people on earth.
Yeah, and I gotta go, but I'm gonna leave it on this. And it was something that Gary said yesterday about the fans, because we've been talking a lot about the Snyder cut and Zack Snyder's comments and what he could have done in this, that, and the other. And he took a moment to say thank you. If Zach won't do it, I'm going to do it. Thank you very much to the fans and the people who supported that charity. And I second that notion. I think that's a tremendous notion. Thank you to everyone who donated. It's a very generous thing to do. Not that I'm Gary or Zach or anything like that, but thanks. And that is the thing about this community. That's the thing that hurts so much about the Snyder thing, is this is a really kind-hearted, nice, genuine, authentic, welcoming community. And I've seen that universally as much as I've been here. I've seen it in my chats. I see it in Vig's chats. I see it in Gary's chats. I see it all over this part of YouTube. And you guys are an amazing group of people. I'm very grateful to know you. And I'm grateful that you guys have welcomed me into your world, because it's just such an interesting community, man. And it's such a good group of people. So, I'm babbling, but I want to just reflect that feeling, that sentiment, because I feel that too.
And I couldn't agree more. Real quick, I want to say, because you're not the only one leaving. It looks like Brightest Day has to bounce with it.
Later, homie.
So he's taking with
Check out Brightest Day if you like models. If you like model building, he's got a good model building stream.
Yeah. And I've talked many a time about like how welcoming this community was well before I even started creating. And I was like, it struck me when the first time I saw Inquisition. It's probably a year ago now that I think about it. It's probably right around a year ago, because it was right when the lockdown started. And I'm watching the Inquisition, and it was actually after Gary had left, and Doomcock is, he does his little singing thing. And there's this lady, I believe it's Zelina XW, who you may see in the chats. Something was going on where her daughter was having health issues, and there was updates throughout the day, throughout the stream. And we, we're constantly finding out. It turned out that she was okay, and that was good. But it was that she was in the hospital, and you get constant updates, seeing all the chat support. Meanwhile, there are people telling me about different franchises I didn't know about, and people were just like really into fandom. I was like, I've never been in any chat like this. Where
no, me neither. I've never been in any group of people like this. I've never met a group of people like this in my life. I've never seen anyone. They're just so positive and welcoming, and they really like. That's why those insults hurt so much, because it's like these are just nice people who just want their things to be good, and they're just big fans, and it hurts when they're insulted. And you know, I don't know. I'm very grateful to know each and every one of you. You know, you guys are awesome. Everyone other than Sentient Dildo, but you know, the rest of you are tremendous, tremendous people. Okay, even Sentient Dildo. But I gotta go, guys. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hang out with this guy for a while. This guy for a little while longer. But you can always catch us on Friday nights on my channel, 8 Pacific. The MF for Cocktail Lounge. Vig is always there. You know, he's a great guy. So thank you guys, and thanks to, I know he's not here, but Ogre Squasher, thank you for your super chat, and Anthroparian, man, thank you so much. That was incredibly generous, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. You know what? I should probably check to see if any of you guys would be generous to me for any reason.
Yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'll see you all next week if I don't see you on Friday or Monday. Toodaloo.
All right. See you, brother. Peace, man. Another great show. We are going to keep going, though. We are going to keep going, even though Matt is out of here.
Do it. Bye, guys.
Yeah. All right. Peace. Yeah. It's going to be solo for the rest. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'll go a little while. I'm actually just trying to pull up my Streamlabs. I didn't talk about the Johnny Cage thing, and I didn't really do the research I really want to do. But yeah, we'll talk about that and read you guys' chats as I see if anybody is foolish enough. If somebody is foolish enough to give me more money. Toxic Man Flew. He's asked me, do you have a P.O. box? I have a ton of golf balls I can send you. Well, TMF, that I do not. If I ever get a P.O. box, which I will have to pretty soon, I'm sure you would see me golf balls, and I will not need them. But thank you for the $10 super chat, and thank you for being here, Toxic Man Flu. You're the best. You are the best. You all are the best. So let me just pick a point. Okay, how about there? Ironcaster says he has a new movie coming in the mail. Crazy Samurai 400 versus 1. It's one samurai fighting 400 people without a single cutting scenes. Now that seems pretty ambitious. That's worth seeing. Greta Kuma saying by the man Foulball. Yeah, please subscribe to my man Matt if you haven't, which I know everyone has because it's kind of the same crew. We all kind of run together. If I'm not, if you guys are in my chat, I'm in the chat with you on somebody else's stream. So I appreciate that. But yeah, peace to my man Foulball. He came up with the intro. That was his idea. It's his intro. And this whole Culture Crime Fighter thing is really been his brainchild. I'm just happy to be doing it. Greta Kuma saying bye to Brightest Day. Yeah, later Matt, and also so Hell might also such a dildo. He loves Matt. They love each other. It's a love-hate relationship. We gotta have a better buy than take care. How about strength and honor? Yeah, I like that. Strength and honor. Yeah, we gotta come up with something, right? Hell. Now we're getting an echo. Okay, I heard an echo earlier. So I second that too. Strength and honor. I mean, that's what SAH. Okay, strength and honor should trigger many SJWs nicely. It's okay. Maybe strength and honor. Strength and honor, Foulball. Strength and honor. I guess that's the new thing for the Culture Crime Fighters. Our wrench has spoken. Rajesh has spoken. Strength and honor. I like that. Strength and honor are important. Waves all 4 paws. I don't know. I guess you could do a little seated thing. Thank you, Snorter Poop, is waving your paws. And hell, Kate. Kate and if Kate and Lasso Truth are here, that's way more estrogen than is normally in the chat. We need to balance it out. I don't want to be a sausage fest. I'm gonna come heard the premise. I had to pick it up. I should do a review of it and start making videos. You should, Ironcaster. You streamed with me on the Brave and the Bold. Please check out Ironcaster if you haven't. Gotta love toxic golf balls, yeah. Gotta love Toxic Man Flu. Oof, Johnny Cage situation is yes. Yeah, I do want to talk about that. That's why I'm kind of off. I need to actually let me go ahead and look that up. So the thing I heard about it, if you don't know, Johnny Cage, let me set the whole thing. Mortal Kombat is obviously based off a video game, and there are only so many original playable characters, so many original characters, period. Because some of the NPCs or bosses and stuff like that were in the game, and they are all in the movie for the very first game. Pretty much every character is, except for Johnny Cage. So when that became apparent, I was of the opinion I wasn't going to see Ghost. I talked about that earlier, seeing Ghost. I wasn't going to see Ghost. I'm saying, you know what? He's not the only important character not here. You know what I mean? There was I don't even know if I saw Shao Kahn. I think he might be in there. So don't confuse me. Don't get me wrong, but Katana is not there. Melina is, but there's other characters that aren't there. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. There's nothing wrong with saving characters for a sequel and having Johnny Cage be a sequel. You can always. I thought they were going to do the thing where they, try to get Ryan Reynolds to play Johnny Cage for the sequel, and try to do a little, set your world and then try to expand it. But nope, Johnny Cage was taken out because he's a straight white male. And the thing that's interesting about that, because we're so used to straight white male equals bad, the thing that's interesting is the fact that the guy started to backtrack after there was heat. And it sounds stupid to think that, saying something stupid causes somebody to backtrack, but we're so used, at least I am, to doubling down. I thought that was interesting. So let me it's a Johnny Cage Mortal Kombat movie. So Todd Garner. Okay. Sorry about the silence. I'm not trying to go boomer, but I just want to try to get this lined up for me. And so they're really spinning this about, like it's he's being left for the sequel, which again, I was more than okay with. And I actually commended. I thought that was smart to say, okay, there are going to be a certain set of characters that you're not going to get into the sequel. And I'm like, cool. So let me find, I really want to find his Twitter, because his Twitter was really what where he really started to really backtrack. And I know you guys are probably going off in the chat. And who knows what tweets are still up, because it's from a few days ago. Yeah, I'm looking at his Twitter. I don't see anything spicy, even from last week. Oh God, don't make me sign in, you bitches. So there, not only is there a backpedaling, it's almost hard to find the original quotes now. So okay, let me just do Cinema Blend. Stop being an asshole. Stop that. Okay. So here's the quote that you can only find now, or that's at least being more pushed. I don't want to dive too deep. I'm trying to dive as deep as I can. That's what she said. That's what he said when he's hitting her. While I'm on air, not leave too much dead air. But this is the quote you can see now. Johnny Cage is obviously the elephant in the room. There's a number of reasons why Johnny Cage was problematic. What in this particular movie, out the gate, he's a big personality. He just needs his own space. He needs. It's kind of hard to just throw him in the movie. And like I said, with Kano. So taking him out was very easy, not only for the movie, but for the sequel. I want to make a sequel, and now I got Johnny Cage, which hasn't been used in the first one. So I have a big stick and a carrot that maybe they'll let me have Johnny Cage. Let me have a Johnny Cage presence in the second one. So this is what they're talking about. There's you can't even find the original quote. And that's interesting to me that they've actually gone to spinning what he said, and that he's gone so hard to spin that you can't even find the original quote. Okay, you see something different, diverse, and true. You see that the reporting of this quote has been totally white. You're a white male. No. Where's White? Okay, I don't see where White is. Okay, I don't see where it's highlighted. Okay, so the real thing is the thing that's weird is that they backtrack, and like I said, that it's backtracked so hard. And this is Twitter. People are just happy he's going to be in the sequel. People are just happy, understand the concerns, and yeah. So like, you can't find the original quote where he says something about it being problematic for white men or whatever the hell the quote was. It's not findable anymore. It's not, at least not as discoverable as it was just last week. And that's, to me, that's almost the story. The fact that they are trying to backtrack, like they do care about what we think. So Robert wants me to talk more about the Amazons. I mean, those abs were nice. Amazons were cool. I still don't know what the fuck that lure is, but they're cool. The Imperial cog on the intro on the helmets need to have mouse ears added to it. Okay. Like I said, that's Foulballs. So I'll talk to him about the mouse ears if I can remember. Love each, but in a manly, non-soy way. They're doing a Gladiator reboot. See, this is what I mean about unoriginality. Gladiator is one movie. A single movie. You don't reboot. You can remake. You don't do it. You just leave it alone. It's one movie. It exists. It's over. Done. Do a new movie. Jack of all casuals. Yeah, there's been a lot. Strength and honor. Strength and honor to all those in the chat. Lol, says Kate. They will probably gender swap Maximus. They will gender swap Maximus. He's going to be a strong whammy now. A sausage fest is okay as long as it's done with strength and honor. Maybe there's more. T.M. Martin sometimes shows up. Even though, ironically enough, she's the one who told me to get a Cash App, and I haven't seen her since. And I did stream with her once with Comics Division, and she's just disappeared. So I don't know if I scared her off or she just lurks and works. But T.M. Martin also shows up, and I think Islington Girl also shows up. Polar bears have toxic liver, so you should stop drinking and eating Navy SEALs because they drink a lot as well. HBO Max is removing Tom and Jerry shorts from streaming. Buy physical media. And Robert, you did try to warn me about Johnny Cage. And I didn't want to. I thought it was the reason that they're now spinning. Because to me, that's a logical reason. Oh, okay. You want to save something from a sequel. You want to have a franchise. Cool. But that makes sense. That's nothing wrong with that. And again, even though he's one of the few original characters, I wouldn't dare say he's the only important character that's missing. So I thought it was silly that so I can find Bounty in the comics article, but that's from a few days ago. I'll go with Bounty because they also have like the clarification story and kind of more of the timeline. Let's see. But I'll get to you guys in the chat before I get into a little bit more. Katana is best. Yeah, and Katana is not in this film either. There are other people who aren't in this film that's important. So I was cool with, you could say Johnny Cage. But Robert, you tried to warn me. You were right, and I was wrong. And I just got to accept I was fucking wrong on this one. I thought having a white male hero would be weird. That's the original quote. You can find it on Bounding in the comics. I don't know if you can find it anywhere else. Shout out to Bounding in the comics, by the way, in case they are lurking, because I did stream with John F. Trent. I've been streaming with a lot of different people. That's been really cool because as terrible as I am in networking in real life, to be able to network and cool hang out with people is really cool. Scorpion for life, says Grenakuma. And by Katana, you mean Melina. I agree, because Melina is in here, and I'm the assumption is they would have the same actress, even though they did not do that in the original. So who knows what the hell they'll do? Superman has always been reskinned. Like, the thing is, if shit was good, nobody would care, because nobody cared about the Nick Fury thing. And I know there's the Ultimates, blase split, but if you know the story, they made the Ultimates Nick Fury for the whole purpose of attracting Samuel L. Jackson to the role. They wanted Samuel L. Jackson to be their film Nick Fury, because they were starting to conceive of the MCU, even when the Ultimates were made. So that was still a casting of to me a race swap casting. And it's never been confirmed that he is the Ultimate's Nick Fury either, even if he looks like him. Just got off the phone with a friend who's at a comic shop. I pointed him in direction of Marvel Max, the Punisher series. Okay. Yeah, Johnny isn't the main character. Yeah, this is what it says. So Inverse is where they first had the original quote. Okay, so he's talking about. I'm trying to cut through all the bullshit. Here's the thing. He said, I feel like if I was going to make a movie with a diverse cast, it felt weird to have a white actor, literally Johnny Cage, be the hero of the story. He's not the hero of the story. He's really kind of a comic relief character. He's a little more than that when you add up a lot of other stuff in the lore, but he's not the hero. He was never the hero. That's a bullshit reason. Type in Indian Superman and Spider-Woman, then hide behind the couch. I'm a little nervous. Rajesh. Can't go wrong with some Punisher. Yeah, get Punisher while you can. Because that will be canceled. The Max series is the best. Loved it, says Newbound Turk. Since your dildo says Rajesh, not gonna lie, would love an Indian Superman movie. I would love to make an Indian airplane. Oh man, let's see. Kano is also an excellent UK rapper. Is there a UK rapper named Kano, or is the guy who plays Kano a UK rapper? Please clarify, since your dildo. Noise. Bollywood airplane would be awesome. How about Bollywood snakes on this plane? I'm not gonna do an Indian accent. I don't want to get a pooed, but I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. All those Indian aunties flipping down the aisle. Rajesh said it, not me. Problem with remakes now is how available the originals are these days. It's not like back in the day when the last remake was 30 years before and nobody had a way to see the original King Kong. Very, very true. Very true. Yeah, he does. He says basically they had a discussion about Cage and decided having a white male hero would be weird. He also said they decided long before the BLM was a thing. Now, here's the thing, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in a clarification article that Bonding has. He said his excuse is basically, and I'm paraphrasing, so I don't have the exact words, but that he did a outlet of interviews, and he basically made it seem like he was just trying to give the person he's asking questions in that context what he thought they wanted to hear. So he was trying to, talk woke for them. So I don't know if this was like what he said that this is actually true. And again, it's hard to find that original quote. And this is right here. He said he writes, these dissensions took place at the start of the movie's pre-production nearly 7 years ago, way before Black Lives Matters and other pushes for diversity across industries, including Hollywood, especially Hollywood. So yeah, that he does say that. I don't know if he's lying. I know this movie did take like 6 or 7 years to make, because it's been in developmental hell for a long time. It's one of those movies that's a miracle it even got made. So yeah. Surprised they haven't remade Rear Window. I'm not sure if I know that one. Oh, Jack of all casuals. You're far too kind. Far, far too kind. You laugh. Sinister super chat. Yeah, he heard. Of course, it's sinister. You heard that Stevie Wonder isn't blind, Jack of all casuals. I wonder where you heard that rumor from. Was not me. Despite the rumors that it was me, it was not. Damn, yeah, the pop-up ads is like $19.94. Thank you, Jack of all casuals. $10 super chat. $10 more. Intoxic Man Flu had sent $10 super chats trying to send me golf balls. It's $20 for the Stevie Wonder thing. Is good because I'll never be able to sample Stevie and he'll probably try to kill me or have me assassinated. Damn those pop-up ads. As long as he gets Fat Steve and Toxic Man Flu too, I'll be okay. We can share the gulag. Yeah, the pop-up ads are like $19.91 or not $97 or whatever when you get like 1,000 pop-up ads. True, but can I compare Soups to Nick Fury? Totally different levels of popularity. That's very, very true. But my point is to explain that Samuel L. Jackson got that part because Samuel L. Jackson is an interesting actor and had something to bring to that part. It wasn't done for the purposes of wokeness. It was done because they had an interesting thing. They wanted to use Samuel L. Jackson for that role. And that's really my point. If you were doing this because, like take the Idris Elba James Bond thing, even though Idris Elba is supposed to play every character, that's okay. There's a lot more to that because Idris Elba is a genuinely good actor and could probably do something good and arguably better than what we've gotten from a lot of Daniel Craig. So there's an interest in it. And so my point is, hey, if you're gonna do this shit, you can do it well. The Wiz, I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of that. It's a Black Wizard of Oz done in the 70s with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. And they do The Wiz. And it's great. Part of it is it's a musical with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. So the music carries it, but it's just, they had a different take. It wasn't just, let's do a Black Wizard of Oz. It's like, okay, it's a Black Wizard of Oz. We have a vision for this. And that's the thing. They're not creative. They're not talented. They only know the wokeness. They say, hey, we've made a Black Superman. We're done. We've made Batman black. We made Gambit a black girl. We're done. No creativity needed. Most important question coming up, Team Kong or Team Godzilla. If you don't know, I am Team Godzilla. This is a nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. I'm not sure what they're going to do in the movie. I talked about with Batman versus Superman. I was actually in the chat on Nick's stream how, as much as a Batman fan I am, it makes no sense that Superman would lose to him ever. It's stupid. It's asinine. Godzilla. Rajesh is right. It is Godzilla. I think Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Wolverine are iconic. Let them be. Nick Fury kind of got a new life with the swap, I feel. Yeah, that's how I genuinely feel. That is how I genuinely feel. I much rather characters be done to their original specs. You can make the argument that with all the superhero movies we've gotten, speaking of superhero movies, let me come back on camera since, oh, geez. Now I got the antivirus fucker. You guys can't see it, but the antivirus is fucking with me. Damn it, Bounding. I probably need to just do something different. I want characters to be their original characters, and despite having all these superhero movies, we haven't really gotten the original characters. We've gotten versions of the original characters. We've gotten imitations, of the original characters. I hate the headphones. We got approximations of the original characters, but even somebody as iconic as Robert Downey Jr., that's not really how Iron Man was until Robert Downey Jr. played him. So all of my point is, you can use a black actor if you have something to say. But I also say this, Michael B. Jordan was much more beloved as Killmonger than he was as Johnny Storm. So that, there's that. So there's UK rapper named Kano, I see. So Ironcaster is picking the losers, I see. I don't know what the fuck BLM has to do with Mortal Kombat anyway. It's a goddamn fighter franchise. It's a mostly Asian cast with a lot of diversity. Yeah, a lot of Asian, a lot of women, black, Latino, whoever. It's a diverse cast. It's a world fighting thing. So whatever. They can't help themselves. But again, the interesting part is the backpedaling. I think it'll look very woke on my new Coca-Cola t-shirt. No more being too white for this old polar bear. Did you get one of my t-shirts? If you did, you may be the first guy to purchase it. And I probably should edit that Coca-Cola t-shirt to look a little better. Quote signs, the woke hipster virtue still to appear ahead of the game with a lispy rasp. I was so over white male characters before it was trendy. Yeah, I don't believe that shit. I don't buy that shit. I think he just said that just to sound like this has been a 7-year movie. We were gonna do this way back when. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. One thing, sorry for these bots, but yeah, stalk me on Minds. If you are a social media person, which I am not, please check me out on Minds. I am much more likely to be there than I am Twitter, and I hate all social media. Totally useless fact. Stephen Wonder and Paul McCartney originally met in a club, which is only a few foot away from a bookshop where Yoko and John officially met. I'm not going to go with Robert and say Illuminati confirmed, but Illuminati probable. Team Godzillionaire, which I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Team Godzilla and Godzillionaire. Hell. Craig was a terrible Bond. Elbow will be excellent, but he won't do it because he'll be remembered as the first black Bond. Yeah, he has dignity. He doesn't want that. I mean, he did the Marvel But I guess 'cause no one cared about that role. It was just a small role. He was like, I'll do that. Sentient. Craig is the worst Bond ever. Man, see, that's the thing. Craig is not a good James Bond. You could Michael B. Jordan would do a better job as James Bond than Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig was not a good James Bond. He had one hot movie. He did Casino Royale, and we could deal with him not being James Bond and trying to be Jason Bourne in that movie because he did his best Jason Bourne impersonation in that movie. The one with Javier Bardem is watchable. The rest of it is complete frisbee fodder, man. Frisbee fodder. Yeah, we love our useless facts. We definitely do. Nick Fury in the movie is based off his character from the Ultimates. But this is what I'm saying. They in 2000, and you can look the story up, when they created Ultimates Nick Fury, the point was to have Samuel Jackson in Nick Fury as Nick Fury. Maybe you know what? Let me see if I can look that up right now. Just to show you guys that point. I reference it a lot because even if you're doing that, you're still trying to cast somebody. So I get that not everyone is as much of a nerdy asshole as I am. So nope, everyone may not know that story. We will find it. Hopefully, I won't hit the start cam button with my mask off and everyone sees my face. That's my biggest fear doing these streams. All right. So yeah, here's a Cinema Blend article that shows what I'm talking about. It says, although Iron Man was the first installment into the MCU, it functioned as a standalone superhero movie for the most part. It wasn't until the post-credit scene that Tony Stark learned from Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, he was part of a much bigger universe, and the reason Jackson was able to score the role is because he learned he had been the model for Fury in the comics. The original Nick Fury, i.e., the main Marvel Comics Earth 616, is a white man, but in the Ultimate Universe continuity, which launched in 2000, he's a black man who looks just like Samuel L. Jackson. Was it initially the case when writer Mark Millar began penning the Ultimates limited series in 2002, he decided to model Fury after Jackson, who was his favorite actor. Okay, that's what he's saying. So he had no idea. See, that's not what I heard. I heard they intentionally did it for that. So I guess his agent called up Marvel. His agent called and got in touch with Marvel. The company apologized and promised to include Jackson in future movie adaptations should they be made. So okay, maybe I'm wrong. I could have swore I heard the story that it was done with the intention of potentially attracting Samuel L. Jackson. So I guess it wasn't that way. I guess it was sort of a happenstantial thing. So you are right. I am wrong. I'll take that. That's why you do research. Wasn't quite how I remembered it. So agree, Graham. Colin's gonna cram another tree down that gecko. Come on, man. It makes no sense. Yeah, it's like lazy. Yeah, his breath should fire. Should just the fire nuclear breath should be it. I'm not a diehard Godzilla or King Kong guy, but I am interested. I thought Daniel was okay in Casino Royale. The intro scene in Quantum before the credits, and about 20 minutes in Skyfall. But that's the thing, you got there's sections where he's okay. There are sections that are interesting, but he's for the most part kind of trash, to be honest. This thing's pulling. All right. Let's see. Casino Royale. Yeah, he's not a Bond type. Casino Royale was good. Just couldn't see him as a Bond type. He was miscast, in my opinion. Yes, it's one of your teas. Just ordered earlier. Thank you. Snorter Poopus Q Burr. He ordered a Coca-Cola t-shirt. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of little, those bots. They're spammy, so I apologize. But they got Snorter Poopus to order a t-shirt. I have t-shirts. I have merch. I have a Teespring. So feel free to buy something for the Teespring. And I need to add more stuff there. He was okay, nothing more. Yeah, I prefer Brosnan, and Brosnan's not even my favorite. I still think Sean Connery is the best, but Roger Moore is right after. And I know they're different takes, but I really do. Yeah, everyone was surprised the casting choice. There's a good way to get an argument going. Ask people who the best Bond was. Yeah, I think Connery would get the most votes because he's the tone setter for Bond. He's the tone setter for Bond. Cincha Dildo says Michael B. Jordan is too cute for Bond, in my opinion. So Cincha Dildo is a fan of Michael B. Jordan. I'm not sure if Michael B. Jordan has a Cincha Dildo, but whatever way he swings is on him. Connery for sure have a soft spot for Dalton, even though he wasn't as iconic and maybe not as accurate. Brosnan had great screen presence as well. Smollett will probably be cast as the next 007 2021 for you. Yeah. Favorite French actor, Juicy Smollett. Sean Pimp Slap Connery all the way. Green was much tougher than Craig's Bond. Way ahead of his time. Juicy 007. Early MCU was so good. Iron Man 1 is still in my top 5 MCU movies with Winter Soldier, Guardians 1. Can't be asked for the next phase. Endgame was really the end game. Yeah. As far as MCU goes with me, I did not like Guardians of the Galaxy. I really hate that movie. I think it's trash to me. But I know everyone likes it. I get it. Mine's is Winter Soldier. I would go Winter Soldier, then Iron Man 1. Hot take, the rest are just there. The rest are just there. Civil War and Infinity War kind of stand out a little. The rest are just there. They're all of them. Outside of Iron Man 1 and the Winter Soldier, they're just there. There are better ones, there are worse ones, but they're just there. They're just do movie shit. There's nothing to any of them. Same as the boys, Huey being designed at the same Simon Pegg. Yeah, so it wasn't as much as an intentional thing. I could have sworn, maybe the internet is lying to me now or lied to me then. I could have swore it was an intentional thing. I think George Lazenby had some potential. He only did one movie, not kind of cameo, and a return from the man in Uncle movie. Hey, to bed, 2 a.m. comes early. Peace, hell, Ironcaster. Yeah, Brosnan was good. Got any plans for my Ask Icon shirt? Yeah, I do have to do that. You know what it is? I don't know how to because I have to split it with the obviously Mando Merck. He made the logo, and I want to split part of it with him. I do not know how to automatically set that up on Teespring, and I've been lazy on figuring it out. So I just need to just do that. Hell, good night, Ironcaster. Yeah, have a good night, Ironcaster. Please sub to Ironcaster if you have not. Make a team with a Seek Fanta. I don't know if I'll be able to get away with that. You can't even train your animal to do that, so I don't know if I can do it with Fanta. Good to see some Dalton love. Your Dalton is fine. He's again much better than Craig. I think Craig may be the worst all the time. And I'm not just trying to pile on him. I really do. Q. I'm not sure if we're talking about Snyder Poop is Q, not any other Q, because we actually do not know about Q or the Vigilante Williamson channel. But best question, I guess, is what he's trying to say. Best superhero soundtrack. You know what soundtrack I really like is the Dark Knight movies. I really like oh my god, Hans Zimmer. He did those soundtracks. I really like that. And I know it doesn't count because it's not superhero, but Tron Legacy is really good by Daft Punk. So those are two soundtracks that just kind of jump to my head. So yeah. I think Guardians of the Galaxy was a good movie, but it really wasn't a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. If you get my dream. Yeah, that's an example of something they totally departed, just came up with their own characters for. Samuel Jackson is revealed to be at Illuminati tier. He's at a god tier in the Illuminati, Robert. He's high up there. Yeah, the Nolan trilogy just said that. Yep, they do have a great soundtrack. I used to listen to it. Strength and Honor, Ironcaster, Strength and Honor. Everything on the internet is true, Vigilante. There you go. There you go. So I'm a billionaire? Maybe I'm a billionaire philanthropist. Bruce Wayne, who knows? I like Dalton, but the effects in his movies were trash. Well, all effects from that era are trash, pretty much. Outside of Star Wars, which is what makes it so iconic. Never. Hell, never. I think you're fairly new. Maybe I've seen you once or twice. But Spawn soundtrack, and I don't remember that soundtrack offhand, so I'm not sure. Yeah, that's original Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Yeah, that music is going to be pretty iconic if it shows up. I'm going to finish off this story with Johnny Cage, and they'll probably get out of here. Great grin. John Wayne Superman scores a classic, especially the longer version. Burr loves epic movie scores. Okay. Remember Brosnan's invisible car that went a little too far, but I also remember the remote control car he had. I think that's probably right about there. So let's talk about we always talked a little bit about this Johnny Cage thing, how they went woke, but the thing that I guess is most interesting to me is the fact that it's harder to find those original comments, and that he went to so much work to clarify and to backpedal, because they don't do that. Mortal Kombat producer Todd Garner has taken to Twitter to attempt to clarify his comments made in an interview regarding Johnny Cage's absence from the upcoming movie. In an article published by Inverse March 17th, Garner stated, I feel like if I was getting to make a movie with a diverse cast, it felt weird to have a white actor, literally Johnny Cage, be the hero of the movie, even though, of course, he's not the hero of the story. Now, Garner has tweeted out a story from Digital Spy that provides a completely different answer for Johnny Cage's removals from the Mortal Kombat film. Garner posted to Twitter, I love Johnny Cage and can't wait to do more with the character. See, this is this is what I found on this Twitter when I was looking. This is the only thing you see in the article posted on March 18th, but appears to be from the same press conference as the quotes from Inverse. Garner explains the reason Cage is not in the first movie is because they're saving him for a sequel. Garner stated, I want to make a sequel, and now I've got Johnny Cage, but hasn't been used in the first one. And I said this part. Or I'll read this because it's a little bit different. So I have this big stick and carrot, and that maybe they'll let me have a Johnny Cage real presence in the second one. And secondarily, when you think about Mortal Kombat, if you think about the patina of the movie, has a very Asian feel to it. I feel uncomfortable having a white male lead that charge in that movie. Again, he's not the leader. He's a popular character, but he's not the lead. The producer then stated, is it a cop-out to all of a sudden have Ryan Reynolds, not him, but as the lead, it felt disingenuous to me and super easy to bring him in a big, bombastic, fun way in the second. Digital Spy concluded their coverage of Werner saying he deserves that as a character. I love these characters. We thought hard about it. So now he's trying to talk both sides of his ass. Warner also respond to Mortal Kombat fans on Twitter questioning his comments about Johnny Cage. And a back and forth with Twitter user Rodolfo Ibanez, Garner would address criticisms regarding his comments on why Johnny Cage wasn't included in the film. Garner responded, man, that's not what I want at all. I love Johnny Cage. His story just didn't fit into the story. If you see the movie and disagree, hit me up. When challenged further on his comments, Garner said, it's more about his story. I want to focus on his story. We have a story that we love telling. We didn't want to short shift Johnny Cage in that story. He then responded, no, he's a huge character. We totally want to have somewhere to go and think about how the MCU adds characters. That's it. We never want to rehash. So again, tons of backpedaling. When questioned why he didn't clarify his comments in the interview, Garner said, because we do interviews for 6 hours in groups of 10 over Zoom for 15 minutes each, not an excuse, just facts. If anyone wants to get unfiltered answers, I'm here. Again, usually we get, you're all toxic white males and you don't matter, and you get double and triple and quadruple down. And that's what we got here. Sponsor another fan, Garner would claim the decision was made for story purposes. He wants to make Cage the focal point in a possible sequel. He won't, not true, just want to make sure his story is the focal point if there is one. He says, boycott the Mortal Kombat movie. The director is racist. He uses this quote, and they just said, and then he just, look again, this is with the quartering and geeks and gamers, and being tweeted at as well. But he's doubling down on not racism as a thing. Shout out to the black and orange, which is not just the hub colors, they're also the colors for super straight. So if you're super straight, rep it. And then from another, he said, I just feel like telling Cage's story all over the others didn't feel right in the first movie. That being said, when you see the movie, we obviously have plans for Johnny Cage. So I think it's pretty, how bonding is. But let me see. Oh, wait, looks like man Trent got into it. Mortal Kombat producer confirms Johnny Cage is removed from the movie because he is white. He says, it's okay for the fans. It's okay here for the fans and their questions. And John Trent says, why do you have Bounding in the Comics blocked? And why did you say, if I feel like I was getting to make a movie with a diverse cast, it felt weird to have a white actor, literally Johnny Cage, be the hero of the story? I said that in the context. So that's weird. He didn't reference why Bounding is blocked. We could guess on why that is. But I said that in a context of we felt that it didn't feel right to start with Johnny Cage's story over the stories we chose. That being said, when you see the movie, you see that Johnny Cage is locked and loaded. What he's saying is what I thought it would be. I think we're going to go all day with these. I'm not going to read. Okay, yeah, it's pretty much done. But you get the drift. You get the idea. He said something stupid, and he's trying to apologize and backpedal. But we don't really get that as often, do we? Let me see what you guys say in the chat. Let's mask is getting a bit tight, and I don't have the new mask. I don't know when I'm going to actually go into about getting that. We will wrap up pretty soon. Let's see what you guys say in the chat, and then that'll probably be that. I want to find a big rig that I could downshift and wheelie. Wait, don't talk about a Spawn movie. You make me sad. I want a good Spawn movie. No, we will never get a good Spawn movie. Any character with a black lead will be woke, unfortunately. And that's sad. That's sad because I'm black and I want to see good movies with people that look like me, despite I don't need to see people that look like me, but it's cool if they're in a good movie. But I don't want to see shitty movies with people that look like me. I'd rather not have movies at all. I'd rather there be no movies with black actors than to have shitty movies with black actors. Outside of people getting paid, I mean, making money. One of my favorite composers of all time, Williams, and only one of all my favorite composers. Williams is the only one still living. Oh man, rap John Williams and bubble rap. Oh man, I dread to think what they will do with No Time to Die in the next recasting. Lesbian woman of color, trans lesbian woman of color. We know that. Avengers has the best superhero thing. I do not like the Avengers theme. I think it's so trash. I think the Avengers music is trash. There, I said it. Raimi Spider-Man I do like, though. I like that theme a lot better. No Time to Be White. Yes. See what you see that newborn turkey. Yeah. Snyder Poopers Q Bird. What do you think of Brian Tyler Iron Man? Not sure about the reference of that. But you're talking to Snyder Poopers, not me. They should cast me as the next Bond. Polar bears are not represented in the industry. You're right. You're right. Polar bears are not represented. And I know you said that, under the fur, you're actually black, but they don't know that. They just see the white fur and their racism knows no bounds. 00 Me Too. I know. Yeah. 00 Me Too. No time to be white. Hubert, tell me about it. They only use me off screen. We know how popular sentient dildos are in Hollywood. All the feminists. But yeah, you guys, the dildo community, the sentient sex toy community, and polar bears just totally underrepresented by Hollywood, and it's disgusting, and it has to stop. Have to confess, hasn't listened to the Iron Man score. I have to give it some airtime. Oh, that's what you're talking about, the Iron Man score, Brian Taylor. Okay, or whoever. Yeah, Brian Taylor. Tyler. Snorter Poopas Q Burr. I have to do a stream one day. Vigilante Williamson's giving me confidence. Yeah, man, you have some pretty good takes. Storyman Jack pointed out, I still have to release that clip video of Brave and the Bold with Storyman Jack. Shout out to him. Speaking of Brave and the Bold, there will not be a Brave and the Bold this weekend. A couple weeks ago, we took a mental health day. This week, I have something planned, so there will not be a Brave and the Bold this week. But I will be doing a solo Vigilante Williamson show tomorrow. So we will still do that. I may skip and try to do an early Brave and the Bold, but I have something to do later. And I'm that's the maybe, but otherwise there will not be one. If I was directing my dream Star Trek project, I would cast you as a heroic engineering polarity reversing gizmo. So there you go, sentient dildo. If this polar bear gets the directing range from Kurtzman, you could be a device in an upcoming Star Trek project. So he's saying that JC as Johnny Cage is somewhere in the movie. I'm guessing. So what he's saying was actually my original theory. My original theory is they're going to have a Johnny Cage Easter egg, but he's not going to be in the movie, but they'll let you know he's in the universe. a movie, like one of his movies will be playing in the background or something like that. You'll see a poster to know that he's there. It seems only white men can be the villains nowadays. Kano's okay because he's going to backstab. Yeah. Which kind of sucks again because the most interesting characters a lot of times are the villains. So now only white characters can be interesting. Would sentient dildo be needed more in the medical bay? It'd be an honor to portray such excellence on screen. So he'd be honored to be the polarizing device. He's already a polarizing commenter. He'd be a polarizing device for you, Snorter Poopus Q Burr, in your Star Trek movie. Make a fan film. That would work. He'd be good to keep morale up. Well, I mean, I'm not sure, I'm sure being a sentient dildo, he probably doesn't care which orifice he gets put in or who's doing it. Because, it's not just going to be the ladies like a sentient dildo. Let's just say that. Yeah, honor, strength and honor. Yeah, go to the Teespring. Snorter Poopus like Teespring. Maybe you would. That will work. He'd be, yeah, I already said that. Here you go, Margina's Certis therapy tool. Hopefully you get her when she's young, because I don't want this old feminist bitch. Bet they're reworking, toning down, No Time to Die. Is No Time to Me Too ever coming out? Hopefully no. Hopefully it doesn't ever come out. Haha. Snorter Poopus Q Burrs 008. Bear. James Bear. Dong versus Bogzilla. Do it. I love that. I can see a comic book spy with Snorter Poopus Q Burrs the lead. That will work. Yeah. Does Dong have a bigger Dong than Bongzilla? I'm not sure. Maria Sitches, what am I thinking about the rabbi's male gaze cars now? Oh man. So is there anything else I want to talk about? I feel like I had something I wanted to leave off with. I will ask the chat this. Where are you guys with Hollywood right now? Like, are you guys, because like I'm like, do I really have like it's easy to boycott a lot of stuff I don't like. It's easy to go out of my way. It's easy to not go out of my way to find something I don't like. You know what I mean? To not watch that Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I didn't talk about. We didn't talk about because I didn't watch it. I'm not going to. It's easy to miss stuff. But it's like, can you really boycott all of Hollywood? And is that even the point? I mean, I think really we have to go and produce our own material and always support the material that already exists. But like, how are you guys on your Hollywood boycotts or where you are with Hollywood? I know with me, even before this whole, I started this channel, I was really for years, I've been just YouTube and, streaming services. And now I'm not even streaming services, just YouTube and Twitch. That's pretty much it. And I'm like, where is everybody with that? Because I'm just so tired of Hollywood spitting in my face. I can't stand it. But I find myself like, man, I didn't even think to cancel HBO Max because their content, their library is pretty on point, man. I mean, I know a lot of people have issues with the platform, and I get it, but their library is pretty on point. And I'm like, I can watch old stuff all day. It's $15 a month. Is a little expensive, but it's not the end of the world, especially because you don't have to pay for the extra for the movies like you will with Disney Plus. The Black Widow is going to cost like $30, whatever the hell it's going to cost. So yeah. Let's see. Next Bond is going to flop Derp Fate bad. Yeah, it will. I think that next Bond was going to flop regardless. There was nothing that's going to stop that from flopping. Nothing at all. But when you add that wokeness, because again, like Bond is not a high profile franchise to me anymore. Hasn't been for a long time. And then you add wokeness to it, I just don't see it being successful. So I'm completely done with Hollywood, says Rajesh. BBC and news, full stop, just completely gone. I know I'm pretty done. I'm done with news. I had to start reporting news because I couldn't get it anywhere else. Hollywood, what is that? My time and money goes to YouTube streamers, and we appreciate that. You really do. Falcon and the Privileged Soldier, man. I've ranted about this on Jake D stream, but since it's on my channel, I need to rant. The guy, how the fuck does this guy participate in the Avengers, help save the world multiple times, and need a loan for anything? How? And then apparently there's a line. I didn't see it, but this is me getting reports from everyone, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But apparently he's like, oh, I never got paid in the Avengers. Bullshit. That's bullshit. You're telling me Tony Stark never gave him any money. You're telling me the people of Wakanda never gave him any money. Nothing. The government, nothing. He's just broke. Him and his sister are just struggling. Keeping your hand above water, making a way when you can. Temporary layoffs, good times. No, he's the fucking Falcon. He's not fucking J.J. Evans. He's not struggling. That's bullshit. Bullshit. It's complete. Like, I don't know how you can accept that, because what they're trying to do is like, oh, do you believe Falcon was going the whole time? They so racist. Are you motherfucker? That's so implausible. Speaking of racist, when it comes to MCU, never forget, never ever forget these two things. One, Terrence Howard used to be War Machine, and he was replaced by Don Cheadle. And these are the reported. This is a reported quote from Ike Perlmutter. Ike Perlmutter. I wasn't in the room, but the report quote was, "Nobody will tell the difference." Yeah, they will. They look nothing alike. All black people do not look alike. And two, speaking of black people, speaking of all the Don Cheadle and Falcon, Vision tried to murder Falcon in Civil War, and he missed and almost murdered Don Cheadle's character, War Machine, and there was never a consequence for it. He just almost killed him, and it's like, oh, Vision, oh, he's just happy guy in this TV show. All independent creators, YouTubers, etc., and hopefully you'll become one too, Rajesh. Hopefully you'll become one. I want to hear what you have to say. I heard you have a really smooth British voice, and I want to hear it. I know apparently you've been streaming, so please keep doing it, Rajesh. Sub to Rajesh. Sub to Rajesh Taylor. If you haven't, let's get his subs up, man. Let's get everybody's subs up. We all grow together. I know a lot of you in the chat want to do channels. Please do. That's all I am, is an asshole in the chat who start doing a channel. California in general has given me many reasons not to like them. It was different for me when I lived there compared to now, but hating the state all the same. Yeah, Michigan, unfortunately, my home state's doing a lot of crazy shit too. It's sad. If I want to see something from Hollywood, I'll just sell. There you go, Cinchen Dildo. A good YouTube stream is worth its weight in gold. Plus, there is real interaction with others. Hollywhack can't match that. Yeah, I think this is closer to the future platform that we will get. Even if we get movies, I think we'll get a more YouTube premiere style where the chat can interact, or you can have comments. I think that's a huge thing. Outside of Mortal Kombat, I'm pretty checked out with Hollywood. I'm not interested in the rehash remake stuff. MCU, Star Wars with Disney does not entice me anymore. Focus on old movies, anime, and games. Yeah, I'm really on the old movies, old comics, old stuff, games. I got to get back into Tekken. I really want to put some time into Tekken. I was going to look up some people's like guides, a couple characters I was good at. I admit I was lonely in 2015, but more and more people are leaving cable networks since the Coof and BBC have been found out. So here's what happened with me. Way back when I was staying, this is back when I actually had my own apartment the first time. I was in Michigan, and let's just say the cord cut me. So because I had DirecTV and then I didn't because it didn't pay him. So I just had to learn. I did have this thing for this XBMC that ended up becoming Cody. So I did my own little high sea sailing, and I had a few streaming services, and I had YouTube, and that's all I needed. And I also had actually Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, Batman animated series, and Superman animated series, and The Wire, and Boardwalk Empire, and a bunch of those different DVD sets and some shows. So I could watch the stuff I liked all the time, and I was perfectly fine and happy. And then when I moved back with a family, I got a little bit more into TV, back into sports a little bit. But they've killed that. They really killed my interest in sports, which died again when I realized I didn't really need them for the longest time just because I didn't have cable. So Q-Bird says exactly, or Antroparion says Q-Bird exactly. I'll just yar har selling the high seas. Pirate life for me. Jack of all casuals says cut the course some time ago. Yeah. I'm coreless. I guess. Only concern is, as Gary brought up, the big blockbuster may not able to be seen for a while, 5 to 10 years. But okay, here's the thing: when is the last time a big blockbuster was really good? Really good. Like I mean, if you Infinity War maybe, but even then, like when is the last time you had a blockbuster movie that was like, okay, this is a special film? When is the last time we had even a Die Hard or let's think of some blockbuster movies that are really kind of even Independence Day. It's 90s. Jurassic Park 90s. Do you like the Dark Knight? The Dark Knight series, but I mean that ended kind of poorly, and me and Foulball can pick that apart. Even though I love the series and still love the movies, outside of Dark Knight movies, the early MCU, like, are these movies really good? Have they, like, the past 5 to 10 years? What movies of the past 5 to 10 years? You'll probably say Joker. What movies the past 5 to 10 years in a blockbuster category? Not just like, oh, I saw this good movie. No, what movie of the past 5 or 10 years, blockbuster wise, did you like? Because I don't think we're missing out on much. I don't think anything of value is going to be lost for the blockbuster going on hiatus, because it really hasn't been doing that good. He could sell the shield for money. Yeah, like, no, he could just have money from being a fucking hero. That's what and if he doesn't, if for whatever reason, let's say Tony Stark's company went under, Pepper's living in a poorhouse with their kid or whatever, there's just no money there, Wakanda should still have money. Like, there's a way that he can get taken care of, and there's a way he can get taken care of. Even fucking the Hulk is like a celebrity, right? They can get taken care of. If people cut off Facebook and Twitter, that would stop Hollywood's oxygen more. I cut off social media a long time ago. Only got back on it recently for this channel, and I'm only on mine and Twitter. And I can't even be on 5 minutes on Twitter. It pisses me off. Hollywood doesn't understand it takes more than a huge budget to make a true blockbuster. Agreed. He's a government employee now because of the Accords. Okay, that's fair. Wasn't he a government employee in the first place? He was a part of SHIELD, wasn't he? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. And I'm trying to think of Winter Soldier. He just came to help. He was not officially a part of SHIELD. But he should have been getting paid even before that as an Avengers member. Yep, YouTube is where it's at. I can talk to great, respectful folk with diverse ideas. Why would I want to pay to be insulted and patronized by complete idiots? Well, I'm a complete idiot, and I insult you all the time. Not as much as Matt, but I get what you're saying. Terrence Howard swap for Cuba Good and Mad Work. Yeah, that, especially because Terrence Howard looked like Rhodey, and I think he was a much better Rhodey. Yeah, way better than Don Soy. Terrence Howard had a presence to him. He really had a presence to him. Anyone with a channel, let me know. Add your URL in the chat. Rajesh will add your URL. Rajesh, add your own URL because we want to get your channel going. Unfortunately, my fellow older geeks seem to use Facebook for the social planning, our game get-togethers, even though some of us are switched to MeWe. That's cool. I'm a tree. Hell tree. I'm helping. Ralph Wiggum for president. I like that. Shout out to Tree. Shout out to the tree. We're not talking about any tree that's not, legal. It's getting legal in more places. That's neither here nor there. The issue with Howard is that he want more money than Robert Downey Jr. not even being the main character. That is not what really happened. At least according to Terrence Howard. According to Terrence Howard, he was doing his negotiations and he was willing to take less money. And basically, supposedly he made more money for the first one than Robert Downey Jr. because of he came off of Hustle and Flow, and Robert Downey Jr., if you remember, was not in the highest standings. So that was the issue. He was expecting to take a pay cut. They never sat down with him the second time. That was just it. That's the story he told. But again, I misremembered the Samuel Jackson story because I could be misremembering or misinterpreting that. But he told the story like he never sat down to get a chance to renegotiate his contract to a lesser role. And I don't know. Maybe he really was asking for too much money, but he made it seem like that it never even got that far. It was just like, all right, we're not even going to use you, and no one cares. I find that gamers are better at filtering the poop on Facebook. Once they get all their info, they're off of it. You know why? Because gamers have been being lied to and abused. They can, like, gamers get fed so much bullshit, they're starting to become adept to it. Because they only, like, gamers have been getting fed bullshit for 50 years, man. Or whenever the ColecoVision came out. E.T. was supposed to be good, remember? So, like, this is not new. I recommend The Big Blue, 1988, if you want a nice different movie about free diving, holding your breath for a long time. No, it's not about Kamala Harris' career progression. I'm not sure about that, Manto Perion. If I had to choose, I would go with HBO, Netflix, and D-Meh. Amazon is lame too, but I have Prime for free shipping, so it kind of comes with that. Wouldn't pay for it otherwise. Yeah, Prime for me is the free shipping. I like HBO Max really more than I like Netflix and Disney Plus right at this moment, man. Maybe because I'm in HBO buying New Line Cinema is huge for me because that's a lot of 90s movies that I like. BBC is losing 50 to 700 subscribers a day, 155-year license. Our population is around 62 to 66 million. It'll collapse in a few years if they don't do something. Thank goodness. There's justice in this world. Most big movies are now boring because they're so safe. Even MCU was just like that with some dealer. Give me some good stuff in the start. Yeah, like some dealer. Get some good stuff in the start to get people hooked and offer some watered down shit down the line. Exactly. Inception, that is a good example. Inception, but that's 2010. It's 2011. That's not 10 years ago anymore. There's not 10 years ago anymore. And Jack of all casual. Shh. Don't forget beautiful photography. Yeah. God. Yeah. Support my garden extension. We're not talking about anything else. Love to build a tree house and a stream from there. My channels. Thank you, Rajesh. Please. Sub to Rajesh channel. I know. A lot of you were like guilted into subbing to me. So you've been guilted into subbing to me, and I get guilted into subbing to other guys. I get it. I really do. But if you can, please sub to my man Rajesh. He has a lot to say. He has good points from the chat. He was made a mod sort of accidentally. And he's been doing it, and I appreciate it. So yeah, give Rajesh some love. Ooh, good banter is always necessary. Otherwise, I almost died due to COVID. It's like a few people just joined us. We have 15. Cool. Fortunately for civilization, I'm too cheap to buy a camera and microphone for doing online streams. We really want polar bear streams, though, Snorter Poopus. You have to do it. As always, there are 3 sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. And hey, he's on Odyssey too. Okay, yeah, you definitely got to support my man Rajesh. I'm on Odyssey too, but I don't really use it outside of stuff I upload. It is mirrored. Please support my man Rajesh on Odyssey and YouTube, man. The world needs a Snorter Poopus Q Bear Polar Bear channel. Yes, we do. Hail Gomer Kyle. A little late to the party, but always welcome. Man, Gomer Kyle. Real cool. I feel like Nolan is the only one in the past 15 years that has actually delivered any great blockbusters. Yeah. That's probably true. Unless, there's something I can think of. I said Joker. If you can name it. Our gamer group is a bunch of old school dice and pencil role players. Burr has never been much of a video game. So you're talking about like a tabletop. Okay. I see. Yeah, you cornered that market in no time as far as the polar bear streams. And Robert saying hail to the man, the myth, the legend, Gomer Kyle, who not just a legend. You guys in your money. You guys are like, man, Gomer, you apparently sent me some money, and I'm checking on the Trusted Cash App. I talked about earlier. Oh, whoa, 3737. Not sure if there's an Illuminati reference to that, man, or if I'm just got a bunch of cash apps I haven't cleared out. Let's see. Yeah. No. Oh no, somebody else sent 2737. No, that's an old one. Tip for the slip. No, that's today. Anthoperion sent 2737, a tip for the slick intro. He sent that way earlier, and I didn't see it, Antho. Maybe you said it, and if you did say it, and it got lost, or I thought you were just talking to Matt. So I got 2737 from Anthony Perion, and then Gomer Kyle sent $10 on the Cash App. So that means today for this stream, and not counting what Matt got, because you guys gave him some money. I know Matt got I think like $100 from Ogre Squasher, and then I think another 27 or something like that from Anthros. You guys are really being generous. You're really being supportive. It means a ton. So in total, at least from my side, it's 126 in super chats, 37 and Cash Apps. So let's do the mathematics that the kids are all, well, the kids are not allowed to because math is racist. So let's be some bigots and do some math in the calculator, because I'm not. I used to be able to do like little math like that, add up the change in your purse real fast, as Kanye West would say. So that is a total of 163.37, which I don't think has any Illuminati references into it, Robert. So sorry about that. The hell, Gomer, I did check my Cash App. I realized Anthony Perion also was sending money to the Cash App and didn't say anything. So or if he did say anything, I missed it. And if so, I really apologize. You should have yelled at me again, because I really want to, if you guys ever send a super chat, especially, I don't see myself getting monetized, but, I shouldn't say it. I got to stop saying that. I really do. Because I am trying to not tone it down, but at least smarten up a little bit. So who knows? How about that? Until we get monetized, and even after, because, I don't want YouTube taking part of the money. If you do send a super chat of any kind, please let me know. I got to figure out the alerts. But if you send a super chat or a Cash App, let me know so I can show my strength and honor. Strength and honor. That's our new thing. Rajesh just tossed. So I like strength and honor. I really do. Ton of my relatives on YouTube, literally tons, average of 600K each. There you go. Just been on listening. So you've been just lurking. Nothing wrong with a little lurking, a little working. Yeah, so he sent 10. Yeah, I see that now. I see that Anthony Perion helped you out there. But both you guys, he's not another Gomer Kyle. He's the Gomer Kyle. You are indeed. Maybe you need to ask another thing from us, since we got more people in the chat. We can't let you go just yet. Hey, you guys could yeah, I did say I was gonna go about half hour ago. I love talking to you guys, man. You guys, even if you weren't generous, even before I had the super chat thing working and the Cash App thing working, I've only been doing it about a month or two, maybe less than that. You guys are awesome to talk to. Yes, it's very generous of you all. Question: what numbers are racist? All of them, apparently. All of them are racist. Math is racist, according to Bill Gates. He's funding that. Math is racist because Rajesh. This is going to be funny to you. Rajesh, don't you know non-white people can't do math? I'm sure as an Indian man, you're probably like, what the fuck? Plus, YouTube is not taking a fat cut. So yeah, all those super chats and Cash Apps, that's all me. That's all me. Oh, wow. Gary is on Viva La Fray. I always mispronounce his last name. That's pretty dope. You get 342 subs, you'll get there. So yeah, me saying I won't get monetized has nothing to do with the sub count, even though I'm more than happy with it. It's more of they're not gonna let me once they review me, they'll say no, thinking that the content's too spicy. But it's, you know what? It's not as spicy as it was. I talk my shit, but it's not as spicy as it was. But yeah, all of them are indeed racist, Rajesh. Strength and honor. Start the purpose. I hear the number 13 is very problematic. Yeah. Man, you donate $20 a week. You're paying me way more than just $80 a month, man. I love you guys. I will say this, man. Don't OD on Vigilante, man. You gotta make, as long as you guys are, but if you are able to pay your bills and everything and you're good, feel free, man. I'm not gonna tell you not to donate, because I feel the same. I super chat all the time. I super chat people all the time. Because I get it. Because I still consider myself a fan. I think I need to start transitioning, thinking of myself as a YouTuber, but like, I really get that, like, watching like Gary or Ripa and just like, man, this person is saying exactly what I need to hear. And like, okay, I'm not crazy, and I get that. So if I'm providing anything close to that, I get that. I appreciate your support, man. It's never an obligation. Always appreciate it. Math is binary, either right or wrong, and you can't have that. No, everything has to be subjective. Everything has to be something else. And what it really is the bigotry of low expectations. Math being racist is the bigotry of low expectations. Also, the absolving of responsibility, because the reason we have the education system the way it is because of the education system itself. And instead of recognizing, hey, this system is creating situations like what we have in Baltimore, where a guy can have a 0.013 or 0.13, no, yes, 0.13 GPA and be in the middle of his class, and they're trying to get him to repeat the whole high school experience so they can milk more money off him from the state. And that money's not going towards anything. It's not causing anyone to be actually educated. And then they look, oh, why are these poor black kids so uneducated? Well, because your school system's a sham. Your school system being a sham has to do with it. It has nothing to do with anyone's race. If you weren't such a racist, bigoted piece of shit school administrator with your hand in the pot in the Baltimore City schools and the Detroit public schools and any other urban school system in this country, then maybe we wouldn't have so many black and brown kids struggling with math. And by the way, we don't all live in urban areas. Was it like 40% of minorities live in the suburbs, and black men was like, I think, was it 65% of us are in the middle class, something like that. So it's like, I don't know. Just do makeup videos and be pro-trans. You'll get monetized next week. I don't think you guys want to see a makeup video. And I could do a funny makeup video in a mask and put makeup over the mask. Never thought about that. There's far worse at YouTube than me, Vigilante Williamson. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll see. We will see. We will see. As soon as Vigilante Williamson is a paid member, too. I just thought about something. Would you guys be willing to do a subscribe star? Because I've been thinking, I just talked about how spicy I can get. Maybe doing a subscribe star thing and talking about subjects I can't talk about here. If you guys are interested, I may set that up. So let me know in the chat. At least you're not flip-flopping and you've handled all this insanity last week. Great. A lot of it was by ignoring it. I mean, I did do my talks. I did my video. I did a stream on it. But even Raven the Bow, we talked a little bit about it. Shout out to 24/7. He gave his perspective, and you should check out 24/7's video. He has a long video, but it's a lot to say in it. But like, when it comes right down to it, man, we got to stop pedestalizing these people, and we got to start realizing they don't care about us. All I got to say is that they don't really care about us, to paraphrase Michael Jackson. Gary, Ripper, you, Matt, everyone's kept me sane among these crazy lockdowns this crazy year. By the way, shout out to the Masked Man, a great anime manga YouTuber. I feel like I may have heard of him. I'm good to know I'm not the only Masked Man. White women are superior. It's not your fault, oppressed minorities. Don't worry. They're here to help you. Yeah. That's really what it is. It's about this white women are superior unless you disagree, Gina Carano. Don't disagree with us. And yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of, I am a middle class white woman who's never had to work and still doesn't have to work because I grifted this guy into marrying me, and I'm going to rip him off in a few years and take half his cash. And everything is racist because I want more power. So he's dreaming about them Amazons. Yeah, those abs, I see what you guys were saying. Those girls work out. Those girls, listen, the Amazons were pretty dreamy, man. They're pretty cute. 2 + 2 equals tree. Tree. 4 + 4 equals, is that fucking Shy Guy from Super Mario Brothers? But speaking of which, I'm gonna go real quick about masks. I'm not sure if you guys noticed my shirt. I put the mask back on, but if you didn't, start the cam. I don't know how disheveled I look. Super Mario Brothers shirt. So, you know what? I'll finish up with the mask. Are the FNT doing a drag live stream? Are they? Do it. Talking about the makeup mask. I'm not sure. Odyssey has rolled out live streaming to 500 channels. Oh shit! Listen. I cannot wait until Odyssey rolls out live streaming. Speaking of live stream, let's see what D Live is doing. I need to talk more to my D Live chat because you guys do come through. Doesn't look like anyone's in the D Live chat. But you guys do come through from time to time. But yeah, I will be doing live streaming on Odyssey. This stuff will be simul-streamed to Odyssey once I get the functionality right, once it's available. Because I think if Vigilante Williamson is going to be anything, it will be on these future platforms as much as it is this one. The F&T crew is doing a in-drag live stream, aren't they? I didn't know anything about this. Are they? Rajesh went white women in fintech. Yep, thank you. Oh my God. Rajesh. Woo! White women in fintech. We got a little story about that. Now I don't work in fintech. I work in a totally different industry, but I try to get into the tech industry. And where I am locally is a lot of fintech companies. So I kind of reference it in my song Dewey. Shout out to Dewey. And I'm actually trying to get the rights to that song, right to that beat with the original producer. But I talk about how I shortened it in the song, but basically I would go to these meetups and these different groups and these different get-togethers and all these different conferences and all this tech shop. I went to coding boot camp and I haven't used it in a while because I gave up after I got my last job. I said, fuck it, I'm in this industry, I might as well do more. But I want to do more with tech. I actually want to make a video game. But I went to coding boot camp. I have a GitHub. I made a game. I put it out on at Google Play. It was for Android. I made all sorts of shit. I did, different little apps and shit that I would put and deploy for my GitHub in different languages. I did Vue.js, React, JavaScript, even some backend stuff, Elixir and shit, which I was one of the few people who even knew what the fuck that was. I learned on Rails, but I didn't do as much with Rails as other stuff. Even a little Python, all this stuff. And granted, I wasn't as focused. I'm not saying I should have got a job. That's not the point. The point is, when I would go to these fucking things, every single time there will be a white woman without fail talking about how she didn't know coding and just learned it for this job. Had got the job as a different part, but then learned coding and then became a coder. They were an HR person. They were this, but they're white women. They need women in tech, and then they would tell them, all right, you just become a coder, and then they would talk to me about how I don't have any experience. So in my song, I said tried to crack the something about love and hate. I forgot what I said, but then I said tried to crack the code, but got off track with Rails. Had the view for JavaScript, but not what it entails for more than Twitter pictures and event sales. Because there was one company that they promoted me on Twitter for going to one of their things, and I didn't get the job. So fuck fintech. They do this thing where they would just constantly parade, oh, we have these white women and all this other stuff. We're trying to get more people, trying to be more diverse. I went to one place, oh yeah, we always are trying to do with minorities and people of color and all. I'm like, okay, I just check my resume out, let me know if I'm good. If I'm not good enough, it wasn't good enough, that's fine. But it's the hypocrisy that pissed me off. So yeah, the white women in fintech, I know all about that on this side of Palm Rajesh. It's crazy. White women are the most entitled, and no disrespect, because I know there's white women that listen. And I know you guys can get Gina Carano in the heartbeat. So I'm not knocking you guys, but if you look at the demographic who's doing most of the damage right now at this moment, middle class, upper class white women who have no clue are a dangerous group. It's crazy. White women are the most entitled and privileged people on earth, yet they cry the most. Yeah. 1 + 2 = 69. Hey, like that math. If she's cute enough. Yeah, she's cute enough. What's the book on the top shelf? Which one is it? This is Kai's book. This is Thomas Sowell, Intellectuals and Race, which I actually have not read. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to lie to people. I have gotten through charter schools and all of their enemies, but I got to get through that. And then there's The Last Ronin 1 and 2. The comic books are up here. And if you're talking about on that side, this side, we have charter schools and their enemies. We have let me try to move it. So you can see we have a Fantastic Four Epic Collection. And then as you can see, some of the walls and the door. What is that? Economic Facts and Fallacies. That's another one I have not gotten through. I only get all of the 3 soul books, only gotten through the charter school one. I gotta get through the rest as my camera tries to fall. So those are the books on the top shelf. Not sure which one specifically we're referring to, but hopefully they got all of them. 1 + 1 = 69. Again, if she's hot enough, definitely. Which Funko? That's Cara Dune. That's Cara Dune's Funko. Answer to Life is 69. People think it's 42, but again, 69 is pretty fun. Burr match is suspicious. Been trying to multiply for years. Oh, Burr match. Talking about bear match. Trying to multiply for years without luck. And listen, dating is a disaster. So I have nothing to tell you. What's up with this Mario is dying thing? Look it up if you haven't heard it. I have not heard it. Mario is dying. What? Okay, trying to go off mask, go rogue. Hopefully I don't stay too late. I did want to get some pizza, guys. Let me see when the local pizza place closes. If it's about to close now, then I guess I'm screwed. Closing at 10. If I'm screwed, I'm screwed. Oh, 9:30. Oh, geez, I might have to hurry up. Let me see about this Mario dying. Oh, it's a meme. Sorry if the hold on, let me turn this shit off. It's been a little over a week. Hold on. A little over a week into Nintendo, for reasons still not satisfactory display, removes Super Mario 3D All Stars. Oh, I know about this. They did this. This has been talked about for a while. Okay, I know what this is. I actually heard about this. So they did this thing where they limited time allow. They try and do the Disney thing. If you guys are old enough to remember when Disney, and they may still do, only release a movie for a temporary amount of time. So they trying to do that with their game, and this is the time when it's over. And so now they're doing Mario's Dead. Yes, 69 is the best number. Thank you for the correction. My big platter size burr. Pause, mistyped again. 1 + 2 = tree. Tree. I need to hire a typist so I can lay back and dictate. And maybe she will dictate. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Is VW on the hub? No, I am not on the hub. At least I don't think I am. And you would not want to see me as a hub. I don't know if they have whale man porn, but yeah, I've gotten pretty round during this pandemic. Non-represented has to stick together. Yes, sentient dildos and bears have to stick together. Yay for gender quotas. Screw meritocracy. Yeah. Thanks for the heads up. Won't go to your hub. Yeah, don't go to the hub. Half man, half demon counts as underrepresented. Definitely. I mean, you guys do have a you're almost like black people in basketball when it comes to anime. To be fair, quite a few of you in the anime sector, but outside of that, yeah, I don't really see you guys much. You guys can be more the anime protagonist or antagonist. Oh my. XX plus XX = scissor. Fucking scissoring. I know peeps in fintech. It's the single best overloaded SJW sector. So maybe I missed out on something. They got pushed out of a burning building. We're talking about white women, not white women. Yeah, very true. Very true. Soul's book needs to be read to school teachers. Yeah, I've said if my mom was taught Thomas Sowell, things would be a lot different for my life. Grin, you're one of us. One of us. Google gobble. Google gobble. One of us. One of us. All right. Try getting a job now. I'm 50, white and male. Have no chance in Hades getting in now. Sheesh. I had no chance in Hades either. Maybe I would have a better chance. Now, I actually got a job interview tomorrow for another job in my industry, and I'm hoping I can get, because my current job makes me want to have a heart attack, and I'm not even joking. So hopefully we can get it. That'd be nice if I can get it. So I'm not pressuring you guys to donate. Sorry about the bots. I get that they might be crazy. I really apologize. Getting them right is not easy. Strength and honor. One of us. One of us. Yeah. It just ain't happening, unfortunately. There we go. Water plus man. I don't know what this is, but equals moist. Melissa Benoist. Melissa Benoist is pretty attractive. I can see Mario being transitioned and dying from complications. Moist. Yeah, on the 31st. I'll check it out. Again, they're not killing it. It was planned back when they first introduced the Mario All-Stars. They knew they were going to stop in March. And so this is planned. It's just that people are now taking it as Mario's dying. Y'all still going? Just me, Godzillionaire, but I'm about to end soon. I got to get some food. We're sticking together, Godzillionaire. Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Make a Godzillionaire, Robert. Rawr. I would go rawr in Melissa Benoist, but then I'll have child support. Strength and honor, says Snorter Poopus Q Burr. Fucking scissoring, says Anto Perion. More strength and honor. Yes, the strength and honor. Rajesh, man, that strength and honor thing is, the people fuck with it. People fuck with strength and honor. I like strength and honor, man. Get the Rajesh, get your Teespring going. Get your strength and honor shirts made. You make them. They're your shirts. You make them, bro. You make them. Thomas So is indeed amazing. He is. 1 week Kong saves your boy Godzilla. We'll see what happens, man. They're both going to fight Mecha Godzilla. And he almost created the account Robert did for that reason. Mecha Godzilla in there. By the way, could you and Matt do a movie talk similar to what Critical Drinker does? Yeah, we should maybe do that. Like a long form. We've only done that once. About what movie was that? Christmas Chronicles, which was a really good movie, really fun. And one on Die Hard. I haven't done anything else. Because Matt does them. He did one with Paulie with that Repo Man. So he does them. King Kong ain't got shit on me. That's a Training Day reference. I don't think somebody got it. Yeah. Roar. Yeah, that's more authentic. You do it better than I can, Snorter Poopus. Nintendo kill off Mario. They're not killing off Mario. What they're trying to do is they announced it at the initial, when they very first announced this game, that it would be a temporary, it would only be available temporarily. And now that we're towards the end of that period and they're not thinking about extending it, people are saying Mario is dying, but they are not intentionally killing off Mario. They're trying to be like Disney and have a temporary offering of a game to try to boost up sales. Me and the wife watched Training Day and has a small Denzel mini movie marathon. Yeah, Denzel's great. Okay, dude, strength and honor tees it is. Yes, please make those tees for yourself, man. And then we'll plug them here. We like plugging everything. Buzz. Vigilante, because it's super fun to watch the movie before, then chat. I have a couple whiskeys. It's a good hoot, yeah. And this has been a good hoot, and it has to end. I've gone 3 hours, about an hour plus after Matt left. So I want to thank you guys in the chat. Thank Grenicoom, Ascension, Dildo, Rajesh, Gomer Kyle, Snorter Poopus, Anthroparion, Godzillionaire, Mecha Godzillionaire, also known as Robert. Who else? Looks like there's a lot of you guys. So I know Kate was here. I know Fenrir was here. Kai, I think, was here for a little bit. New Bomb Turk. I know it's an Anthroparion. If I didn't blame my head, not my hurt. Just Another Red Shirt was here. Ogre Squasher, who pays for everything. He just sends out insane super chats. Jack of All Casuals, Toxic Man Flew, Brightest Day, also sends super chats as well. And thank you all for your super chats. And Gomer Kyle and Anthoparion hit me up with the Cash App. So thank you there. If I didn't say your name, please blame my head, not my heart. We are the Culture Crime Fighters. Matt had to leave early, but we will be back next week on his channel. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and God bless. I appreciate all of your patronage, all of your views, all of your likes, all that you guys do for me. I just hope that I can give you some entertaining for you. Thank you. And what is this? Ascension Dildo. Oh, Strength and Honor chat. Strength and Honor Vig. Yeah, Strength and Honor. For good night. Waves all for Paul. Strength and honor to all. Peace out, all of you guys. Peace.